itself, well, it was considered an entertaining disaster. I mean, it wasn't prime Tyson. He was 58. And after the fight, Paul, who was 27 at the time, said he'd actually gone easy on Tyson towards the end. Now, Mayweather-McGregor in 2017 was a better watch, despite Mayweather going rope-a-dope early on, but it was way too expensive. Pay-per-view was 75 quid, and in the stadium, the cheapest ticket was over 370. Now, this next one you could have watched for free, only because the pay-per-view had streaming issues, so they had to open it out. I'm talking about Tiger versus Phil in 2018, which was nicknamed The Match. Massive names and massive rivals going head-to-head. On paper, it worked. In reality, it didn't. The two players were mic'd up, so we all thought we'll get fascinating insight. We'll be able to hear them insult each other for 18 holes. But what we actually got was more heavy breathing and sniffles. And for two GOATs, the golf itself was bang average. And speaking of GOATs, let's end with Messi and Ronaldo. In 2023, an exhibition between PSG and the Riyadh All-Star 11 saw them share a pitch for possibly the final time. To be fair, it was a goal fest, which PSG won 5-4, and Messi and Ronaldo both scored. But it was obvious they were past their prime. El Clasico, this was not. And with it being in Saudi, there were more sports washing claims. So there you have it. Exhibitions that have let us down. And I didn't even have time to mention the Community Shield.
Good morning to you. Welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name's Shebahn Aherne alongside former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
So tonight is the night. Can Arsenal win the Champions League for the first time? Manager Mikel Arteta says that having been crowned Premier League champions last week, they want to make it a truly memorable season.
We have won, and we won the second one, and that's all we've been talking about. There has to be a platform to reach bigger destinations and to aim for more, and the TP is capable.
Really looking forward to this. We have a full build-up for you on talkSPORT throughout the day. Kick-off is at 5 p.m. as Arsenal go in search of a historic double. Luke Littler revealed he could have quit darts due to fan abuse. Fans crossed the line while making her return to talkSPORT breakfast yesterday. TNT sports presenter Laura Woods thinks so.
He is out of this world special. We're too excited and we love these like superstars that come through. But one thing that we do really badly, I think, is
shoot them down after that.
We do. We build them up, we shoot them down.
We'll discuss all of that this morning. And Steve Clarke has signed a new contract with Scotland. Can he make more history with the Tartan Army?
I think it was always important that we got it done before the tournament. It gives everybody clarity moving forward, keeps the stability around the position, the squad, and hopefully the future of Scottish football.
We'll discuss all the weekend sport ahead. We've got Challenge Cup, Rugby League, we've got golf, MotoGP, and of course the Champions League final, all coming up for you this weekend on the talkSPORT network. 03717 722 3344 is the number. 81089 if you'd rather send us a text message. Come and play on the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Cass, I missed you this week like a hole in the head. How are you?
I'm good, Shebahn. I'm literally going through all the papers and the amount of pieces, obviously, you'd expect on Champions League Day.
Yeah.
Martin Keown's in the Times, 2006 talking about it. Robert Perez is in the Mail talking about, and this is amazing. You know, like the biggest game you're ever going to play in, or one of them. Robert Perez has played for international World Cups and whatever, but club football. He talks about his 2006 experience being substituted after 15 minutes because Jens Lehmann had been sent off.
Yeah.
And there he is. He talks about buying all his family tickets, and after 15 minutes of the game, he's being sacrificed because Jens Lehmann's been sent off.
Yeah.
And for him, he's in the paper talking about how devastated he was on that day of being hooked so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you hear all these interviews, all the pre-match press conferences going on about the thoughts that people are having, the thoughts that people are trying not to have. But either way, you just, in the moment, you can sometimes not control it. You know, that was nothing to do with him, and it is sent off.
It can be so painful, you know, for someone to experience what Robert did, because that sat with him the rest of his life. Even today, he's talking about 2006, which is 20 years ago, that how much it affected him, devastated him, and that can happen in a final. You know, we all expect this game, you know, the opportunity to go and play in an amazing final in Budapest against the best team out there, PSG, and for whatever reason, there'll be a player or two, or maybe more, that will be really upset, not just losing the game, but what happens to them personally.
Yeah, this is true. We're going to build up to the Champions League final today. Arsenal fans, what's your plans? Are you having a watch party? You know, people now do that in the house. You know, so many people have bars in the back garden now.
Well, I know
pubs in the house.
I know a load of the pubs around the Arsenal Stadium and the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
Are absolutely rammed, because there's loads of people I know I've spoken and said that they're paying like a tenner to go into a pub, and so there's loads and loads of pubs that are going to be absolutely banging tonight for the game. Do you know as well the amount of people who didn't know it was an 8 o'clock kick? Oh, sorry, a 5 o'clock kickoff. They thought it was an 8 o'clock kickoff.
5 is better, I think, on a Saturday.
Oh, it's a great time
Much
for a
better on
final.
a Saturday. Yeah,
I think it's a great time to have a final, 5 o'clock.
It's just like really boring, but I just prefer a final in the house.
Yeah,
I just want to be in my own comfort zone.
Yeah, I do. I like it as well.
Yeah, just in your bubble.
Well, if you're a fan of the club, you'd probably prefer to be there.
But even if I'm a fan of the club, I need to be.
I mean, you're a Manchester United fan. I'm sure you would have wanted to be in Barcelona when you played Bayern.
No, I want to be in the house.
Oh.
Maybe it's the stage of life I'm at.
Well, that's one to ask the fans, because fans who have been to finals, whether it was 2005 or the 2006 Arsenal, or the Chelsea fans or Man United fans in '99 who had gone about being in the stadium and their experience of it. Because I know many different fan base who have said, I was there, being there. And yet I'm like a bit like you. I mean, I've been to a Champions League final. I was at the 78 one when Liverpool won it at Wembley. I went to that game. I've been to others, but not as a fan, more as I'm working as well.
I think if I'm out and there's tension and I'm nervous about something, I can turn into a bit of a cow. So it's just best to be at home, where I can't get aggressive.
You can get some,
mad Glaswegian,
some crisps in and some little nibbles and
screaming at a screen. Yes, I mean, it's going to be a great one tonight. Really looking forward to it. Can Arsenal complete the double by winning the biggest prize in European football for the very first time?
Jens Lehmann, the first man ever sent off in a European Cup final. 2006 is the year that Barcelona returned to the summit of European football. Full-time whistle, a historic night for Arsenal. For the first time since 2006, the Gunners are Champions League finalists.
We're gonna prepare that game with the intention to win and write a new story in the club's history.
It's all over. Arsenal have won it. George Graham, he's won just about everything he could win at home, and now he's won an important event in Europe.
They've embraced the past and use that as oxygen going forward to create our new history.
PSG having been in the final last season, that kind of experience is so important when you go into a final like this.
PSG, they've won by 5-0, and they are finally European champions.
If you're working tonight, if you're on shift, if you're in the taxi, stay with us here on talkSPORT. 5 o'clock kickoff. The Gunners are in their first final since 2006, could become the second side from London to win the Champions League. PSG looking to retain the trophy after a dominant victory in last year's final. It's also the first time two Spanish managers have met in the final as well. Ahead of the game, Mikel Arteta said he wants his players to want even more success after their Premier League triumph.
That they want more. I think going through those moments brings you a different kind of desire, because you lived it, you know exactly how it feels, and you want to reproduce that feeling as many times as possible. And tomorrow we have the opportunity to do that.
Very calm in his presser yesterday, Mikel Arteta saying that we earned the right to be there and to be in this game of football. Now we have to earn the right to call ourselves the champions of Europe. How excited are you for this game, Cass?
I'm just really looking forward to it, because the obvious reasons, the contrasting styles, I think is really interesting. There's so many matchups in the teams that you just, looking at Kvaratskhelia up against whoever he plays, whether it's Timber plays or Mosquera, and Doué up against Calafiore, if it's going to be Calafiore on the other side. Because Doué's, he's only 20.
Yeah.
He's some talent as well. I actually think the most interesting one, and no one spoke about, is the two goalkeepers. Because Raya is by far the better goalkeeper. And Savanoff, I'm convinced that somewhere along the line, I don't think he's a real number one for PSG. Look, they made some signings and some different ones in last pre-season or last summer. And Savanoff has come in and done okay. But I think you can get him. I think you can pressurise him from corners, set pieces. I think Arsenal will make the difference. And I think the goalkeeper, there's a great piece, and I know we're going to do the paper review, and I've already touched on bits, but there's a great piece by Gregor Robertson in the Times on David Raya, and I'm sure Sam will do that one a bit later, but he's most definitely the best goalkeeper out of the two.
Yeah, he's had a brilliant season as well. You can't take that away from him.
And he might have to produce one or two great saves tonight, which he's done all season.
Yeah.
So I sort of expect, when you've got to trust, you've got a really good goalkeeper, you think, it's a bit like a forward, you go, I know he's going to score when he's in position.
Yeah.
He gets that chance, he's clinical. Goalkeepers are the same.
Do you think it's evenly poised, this game?
Yes, much closer. Look, the betting tells you. There's very little to choose. PSG are the favourites, and rightly so, because they hold the title of being champions of Europe, and they're going up against, an Arsenal team who I feel have deserved to be there. They topped the table in the Champions League before the knockout stage. Goals against column tells you how good they've been. It's an absolutely perfect matchup.
Arsenal fans, you can let us know how you're watching it tonight. What's your plans? Are you having a party in the garden? Have you got the gazebo up? It's perfect gazebo weather, to be fair. You can let us know 03717 223344 81089 if you want to text us. How are you taking in the Champions League final tonight? It's also that game of football. It's also this match that even if you're not a fan, if you're a neutral, you've made a plan for this game tonight. Even if you're sitting in the house like me, alone with a glass of Whispering Angel, fully focused on it. It's just a really good one to look ahead to. Stay with us at talkSPORT, because we've got absolutely everything. All of the build-up from Budapest, and then kick-off is at 5 o'clock. Should be a good one. Coming up next, we'll discuss Ibrahim Konate leaving Liverpool. Are the wheels coming off at Anfield? We'll discuss that on the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT.
Look, he was on stage last night. It was quite an emotional sort of admission, really. He said that after Brighton, I think in week 10, I came off the stage, and the incident in Manchester where he had the argument with Jan van Veen, I was sat at home and I was saying to Faith, I don't want to do it anymore. Just the crowd every week. I said to her, I'm down bad. Now, listen, he was probably out of order to do the crybaby emoji or whatever it was he was doing to Van Veen, and he got a little bit of stick for that. But did we go, as a general public, did we protect him enough? We have to remember that he's 19 years of age. And bearing in mind the way he was talking there, about his mental health, and bearing in mind we had a conversation last hour about Ricky Hatton,
Yes,
and how we deal with these situations. Do we have to be a little bit careful with him?
we definitely have to be, because we forget he's only 19. I mean, for me, I've got a 17-year-old. He's 18 in a few weeks. They're still learning about life. They've got so much to learn. They're kids. His mistakes that he's probably made, doing the crying faces, he's going to make more mistakes. He's a 19-year-old boy. Like grown men are in a crowd booing him, hurling abuse. Do you know what I mean? I played with loads of players that in training, they were fantastic players. On a game day, they couldn't handle the effect of the crowd. And I could.
So
I
do you think there was players that played in your dressing room
100%.
that were equally as talented and gifted, maybe better than some of those that were in the team, but they couldn't deal with the expectation?
They couldn't deal with the expectation, but also the abuse you get from the stands. You know, the fans having a go at you, opposition fans. Not all players can handle it.
How did you deal with it?
I was fine. I mean, I ended up giving them back, and it spurred me on. I was total like one of a kind, where I actually enjoyed it because it made me want to score even more and celebrate to annoy the fans even more. But back to Luke Littler, he's a 19-year-old. 19. Give the lad a break because it's not nice to see that after yesterday.
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because this summer you and a mate could be jetting off to watch England versus Croatia live at the FIFA World Cup 2026 in Dallas, including tickets, flights, accommodation and more, courtesy of Adidas. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could be soaking up the incredible atmosphere at the FIFA World Cup 2026. For the chance to win every football fan's trip of a lifetime, enter now at talksport.com/win.
Walk on through the wind. Walk on through the rain. For your dreams be tossed and blown.
Good morning. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT.
Walk on.
It's Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino with you. Oh, amazing every time.
This song.
I don't want to talk over it. I'll stop.
Yeah, I know. Here we go, even now.
It's Stephen Gerrard's birthday today.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Oh.
He's 45, I think. Isn't he around that?
46.
46.
Today, we believe.
Okay, well, he was 45 yesterday.
He was. You're very right about that. Liverpool legend, 186 goals in 710 games for the Red. Where does he rank in the pantheon of Liverpool legends in your mind, Cass?
Top three. Yeah. Stephen should have won titles, but Liverpool's side wasn't good enough to dethrone the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United at times in the league. And Stevens, I mean, he was the inspiration behind Liverpool's 2005 success. An incredible footballer, great midfielder. Had it all, really. He was a very much like, for me, a bit like Brian Robson at Man United, for fans of the early 80s, never shirked anything on the football field, gave it his all, tackled, could move the ball. Brian was slightly different, but Stephen up there, yeah. I mean, Graham Souness is one of the great midfielders. I think Ronnie Whelan, who I played with, Ronnie was very, very underrated. He won a lot of things for Liverpool. Ronnie did, and a great midfielder. But Stephen's up there with the very best of them.
In terms of being a manager, where do you think he'll go next? Do you see?
I hope he gets another opportunity, because I believe in that people fail. You have to fail.
To learn.
If it doesn't work out, not everyone's, what Pep had was extraordinary. Pep won everything and didn't really face failure of any sorts at club football. Fergie didn't really at club football, but he didn't last very long at Scotland. but then that's an international job. So I always think you learn from failings and, you grow and you try not to emulate the mistakes you made before. I think Stephen should be given another opportunity. And it didn't work out at Villa. It really backfired at Villa for him. But he'd done brilliant at Liverpool's academy, apparently, from what I'm told by players who I know who are at Liverpool. And he'd done really well at Rangers. It didn't work out at Villa. So, but I don't think that's... Frank Lampard had some tricky times. Derby, they were close to having success. So, for me, give him another opportunity.
Happy birthday, Steven Gerrard. I've enjoyed him watching him do punditry and stuff.
He's very good
as well.
He's very good.
Cracking insight.
Yeah.
Speaking of Liverpool cast, let's focus now on Ibrahima Konate. He's leaving the club. That follows Mo Salah, Andy Robertson, who are also calling time on their spells at the club. Liverpool have said that they couldn't come to an agreement on terms with Konate. How do you feel about this?
Honestly, not worried. Not bothered at all. He done well. He's won things at Liverpool. I think it's been a really hard season for him this year. I think too often he's been made mistakes, and he's also got on the wrong side of attackers way too often. And I've seen, for someone who's 6'4", 6'5", I've seen so many people get behind him and head goals in. I think his positioning's been out this year. His partnership, Van Dijk, was nowhere near as good this year as it was the year before. And Liverpool have got 2 new signings in. They got Jeremy Jackie, who's coming in. They got Liani as well. So there's 2 new younger signings that are coming into the football club. And if you go back to the derby, the Merseyside derby, he spoke like he's going to be staying. 6 weeks ago, and it was all his intentions was to stay. But somehow they couldn't get a deal together.
Yeah.
Now I would imagine the agent and Konate have asked for a hell of a lot. Which they're entitled to do, and Liverpool have gone, no, we're going to offer you this. And that happens in football. You might not be happy with the deal. You might think you're deserving of way more, but the club don't agree with you.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of the club and the business side of things, can you believe they've let another player run down their contract? I mean, Mo Salah, Andy Robertson and Konate all leaving on a free this summer. It's really bad business. I mean, you're 100 million there out the club.
I think so many more players now and agents are quite comfortable when they really think they're in a great position with a player of a certain age that they'll go, well, we'll push really hard to get as much as we can. Okay. And I don't believe Liverpool, Richard Hughes has apparently been in negotiations for over a year with Konate. And if unless you're going to go, we give every player the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
You can't do that in business. You cannot. You have to draw a line of what you're prepared to pay a certain player. And there will be other players paid more. But if you keep going down with the road of, well, just give them what they want, you're going to get yourself in trouble as a football club.
It's understood that Andy Robertson will be joining Spurs on a free transfer, but he remained tight-lipped when quizzed about it by Ali McCoist and a returning Laura Woods on talkSPORT Breakfast yesterday.
My future will kind of take care of itself. I think, I think obviously this week has obviously been an emotional week, but it's important that now, I kind of draw a line under Liverpool and, probably more importantly, Liverpool draw a line under me. I won't be getting posted on their Instagram and that anywhere near as much as I have been this week, that's for sure. But yeah, obviously, I know that I've got a massive summer coming up and that's my full focus on Scotland, and my future will take care of itself. I don't go into anything half-hearted. I go into everything with absolute 100%, and that's not going to change in my career. And wherever that will be, will be sorted. And obviously look forward to just what's ahead of me in the next 4 weeks.
Touched on it last week, but what a professional!
Great pro. Yeah, I loved watching him. I loved his desire. I liked he would prove people wrong when Liverpool bought him for $8 million from Hull City. That raised a few eyebrows, and he's proved everybody wrong of how good he's been. And I'm gutted he's going, but he's right. He's not. When you're 31, 32, Shebahn, you want to play football. You don't want to be sitting on a bench. Now, unless you totally agree and go, well, I'm prepared to do that for the club. And Andy Robinson's got a World Cup. He has to play. He's got that in front of him. And he's probably thinking, as much as I love Liverpool, I know I have to move on to keep playing football regularly.
They obviously still have Van Dijk and other players, but to lose the experience that they're losing this summer, do you think that'll be tough on Liverpool next season?
Don't know yet, Shebahn, but there was a lot of things this year that didn't go wrong. Right. You know, you think over the last few years, people like Henderson and Milner left the football club and at the right time because Liverpool moved on. But they're losing them experienced players, someone of Robertson's stature. It is a blow, but big clubs move on. I was always told when I first joined Villa, Graham Taylor said to me, look at the pictures on the wall, the photos of the team. And what do you see? And the one thing that was blatantly obvious, that the 1990 team in 1992 was completely different. So your photos were changing rapidly at big clubs because they do. So if you took Liverpool's photo of the previous season, they didn't make hardly any signings. There was a lot of players that stayed. But I'll tell you, next season's picture will be a lot different from last season.
Yeah. If Andy Robertson goes to Spurs, I think he'd be their captain.
Well, it'd be a great... I don't know if they're initially giving the captaincy. I don't know if they'd do that because he's literally walked through the door. But what they're getting is a great pro that help and nurture younger players around him. That's what you'd get.
It's interesting times. There's more on it on our website, talksport.com, keeping you across all things transfers. Can't believe it. We're at the transfers already. It just comes around so quickly every time.
Yeah. It's a weird one. This, because I'd like, there was always a backstory. And Konate's, who we touched on initially, Shebahn, is a tough one because we don't know, to have contract. If you really want to stay at a football club, you can't agree terms.
Yeah.
And you might not get as much as you want, but if you really want to stay there, you can. If they're willing to keep you. Liverpool weren't willing to keep Andy Robertson.
Yeah.
They were prepared to run him down and not offer him a new deal. So he had no choice.
Yeah. Okay, Liverpool fans, you can let us know your thoughts on that. How are you feeling about next season? That's 3 big experienced players now leaving the club this summer. Don't forget, coming up for you tonight here on talkSPORT, 5 o'clock kickoff, the Champions League final. We'll continue to build up to that today. PSG take on the Arsenal. Coming up next, we'll stay on the Premier League departure train and discuss Anthony Gordon's move to Barcelona. David is an Arsenal fan. He's written the next big Arsenal song to rival North London forever. Good morning, David. How are you?
Good morning, David. Let's talk about the right side of North London now, people. Champions! Champions!
Tell us about the song that you've written. Can you give us a blast on air?
Oh, I'd love to. So it's called We're Going All the Way by my artist named Gonna Sing. So if you're finding out, have a listen, blast out. And there's a little bit of an intro with a bit of commentary from the end of the Atletico Madrid Arsenal game. And then it goes into it like this. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Unfortunately, we're ready.
Okay, here we go. We're going all the way. The champions of England say, Arsenal!
Arsenal!
Rewriting history. Unbeaten every game we played. Arsenal!
Arsenal!
Mikel Arteta is our man. The Gunners going on for victory. North London is redder than ever. We're making history.
Oh.
You'll see, but we're going all the way. The champions of England say, Arsenal!
Arsenal!
And there you go. You get the drift?
David.
When are you on top of the pops, mate? Deary me.
Listen, catchy, isn't it? Catchy.
Not one bit, mate.
I quite like that, David.
Terrible.
Listen, you're going to have to do more than that to get Gabby on.
Terrible, David.
You'll be singing it in your sleep in no time.
Do me one favour, David. Never sing that again, please. Thank you, mate.
David.
Singing it every day, all night long.
Yeah, don't let the anti-Arsenal stop you, David. Thank you very much for your call.
I'm going for a break.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's going to be
I've got a
okay.
headache
You're
now.
going to be fine. You're going to be
terrible.
fine. Just hang tight.
Racket.
Good morning, it's the weekend sports breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and Tony Cascarino with you. Oh, it's a beautiful morning out there. I'm loving leaving the house and it's already bright.
Yeah, lovely.
Oh, what a difference getting up at that time in the morning when it's light outside.
Stunning.
Stunning.
That's the word.
Stunning, babes.
I mean, look out the window, Shebahn. So, we can just see, yeah? Look how beautiful that day looks.
Gorgeous day for a little. See this microphone? Breathe on it and it wobbles. Anyway, nice day for a round of golf.
Stop breathing there.
Look, listen. Look. But I ain't touched it. Sam, don't look at me like that. He's not happy. Some of your headlines this morning. Hull KR and Wigan Warriors face each other in today's Challenge Cup final, with Hull KR looking to retain the trophy. Wigan going for victory for the first time since 2017. And guess what? It's live for you over on talkSPORT 2. Bristol City have confirmed the appointment of former Lincoln City manager Michael Skubala as their new manager on a 3-year deal. And this weekend, Soccer Aid makes its return this Sunday, which you can hear live on talkSPORT 6:30. Chelsea legend Michael Essien joins the boys on Drive. He gave his thoughts on incoming Blues boss Xabi Alonso.
I think when you look back, he's done well with Leverkusen. Of course, things didn't work out with Madrid. So I think it's a good appointment, and we just have to give him all the support, and hopefully he can change things.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Xabi Alonso can do.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, look, a lot of Chelsea fans are going to be optimistic about a different path, and it was a poor season for Chelsea last year. So hopefully they can move on. By the way, he was some player, Michael Essien.
Yeah.
Terrific midfielder, energy galore. Suffered a really bad injury when he was probably at his pomp, and But at his best, Michael Essien was a terrific player for Chelsea.
Soccer Aid, by the way, tomorrow, 6 o'clock here on talkSPORT. My sister's girlfriend's playing for England.
Yeah?
In it, yeah. Jade Moore.
All right.
Former Lioness. 50 caps for England. Real good tradeswoman, I have to say. When I need something done in the house, I'm like, Jade, bring your toolbox. Mama needs help. And Jamie watches her. Just get stuff done.
I know, I'm terrible.
really
I
handy.
don't like DIY. I just don't enjoy it at all.
See, some people love it. They
I
accept
know.
the challenge.
I'm terrible. I'm the world's worst.
Did you build a bed or like flat pack furniture?
No, my missus does all that. Honestly, Jo does it all. She'll know I'll do it. And I'm sort of, oh, okay then.
Okay, babes, I'll put the dinner on.
No, I'm good at some things, but I'm terrible at DIY. I just don't enjoy it. And the thought of someone giving me a package or, put all that together and I'll be like, nah.
Not for you.
Me. I can't build things.
Yeah. I've got a feeling if Jade plays tomorrow, she'll
Too
get a red
fiddly as
card.
well, isn't it? All the little bits and screws and
No.
everything's too fiddly.
Just send it just ready.
No, you can. Yeah,
you can
but
pay for that, right?
Yeah, you pay. You can pay. I don't know. I might be totally out now, but I know that at times I've had pieces delivered and it's 50 quid to put it together. But it takes them 20 minutes. Well, I'll be there for 3 hours and probably still haven't got it
I know,
right.
just
and
losing,
lost everything.
losing the rag.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
be like, nah, I'll do it. Let them do it.
I got Brooks a new bike recently and it arrived all in bits and Jamie was like, oh, it's a bike, it can't be that hard. Put a wheel on.
Yeah.
Be fine. And he took it out to like the front of the house to put it all together. I think so he had like, an audience going, oh, look at him, God love him, he's putting the son's bike together. And like an hour later he was in Halfords. So didn't go well.
Like me.
Honestly, if you're handy around the house.
It's a skill. It is a skill. My dad couldn't read or write, but you could give him something and he'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
He was really good at things like that, just naturally gifted at doing DIY.
Mm.
And he never let me do anything. I think that's the start of the problem because I was never educated to, the basics of DIY. Right? So I never did it. My dad did everything when I was growing up.
Yeah. Yeah, get with a joiner or something.
Yeah,
Somebody
they
just do things around the house.
I mean, he didn't need all the, the gumph to go with it and he'd work it all out himself.
Yeah, good way to be. We digress, but I like it. It's time now for this.
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
Oh, this is such a great prize. You could be winning it. We're into the final week of this competition, and this Monday, someone is winning the trip of a lifetime. The 2026 FIFA World Cup, just around the corner, of course. talkSPORT and the Adidas Tournament's official match ball supplier are sending you and a mate to Dallas, Texas. You could be at England's first game. That's against Croatia, 17th of June. We'll obviously get you the return flights, accommodation, spending money, tickets, and the official Adidas match ball, the Trionda, all thrown in. To get the winning feeling, here's how you can get involved. Head to talksportwin.com on the website, talksportwin.com, or text the word WIN to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your standard network rate, or you can call this number if you'd rather. It's 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260, and your entries have to be in by 4 p.m. on Monday. That's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus, UK residents only. It's a talkSPORT promotion with all of the terms and conditions on the website. That's talksportwin.com, or text WIN to 83338 now, and you could be watching England against Croatia in Dallas, Texas with a pal, spending money, flights, accommodation, all sorted thanks to talkSPORT and Adidas. Good luck. Let's talk about Newcastle. Disappointing season. Saw them finish 12th in the league, but there seems to be a lot of uncertainty around key figures at the club. Eddie Howe's future has been the source of much speculation. Well, this week the club announced that they've agreed to sell Anthony Gordon to Barcelona for £70 million. With other players' futures up in the air, what's next, do you think, for the Magpies?
Well, obviously the priority was to try and get the squad sorted out into next season. Who you're keeping and who you're letting go. What you can bring in and who you're going to go after. Because last year the transfer recruitment was... they got quite aggressive. Visa was a really poor signing for 50 odd plus million, who has not delivered. And Ok's had injuries, so you defend that. Voltemada, you brought in for a lot of money, a very young man still. I think he's still only 22, 23 max. So it was a very hard, for him to settle in. And he done okay. He certainly started the season okay. But you'd hope for a lot more improvement. And it's wheeling and dealing time for them. And they have got to somehow mould their squad, because can they keep Ramirez? Can they keep Tonoli? And others. And that's the challenge for Newcastle.
Well, let's get the thoughts of Newcastle fan and talksport.com writer and tune presenter Jack Cunningham. Good morning, Jack. How are you?
Morning. How are you both doing?
Yeah, we're good, Jack.
Great, Jack.
Jack, answer the questions of what Shebahn was putting there to me, really, about who stays, who goes, and your feeling on Gordon moving on to Barcelona.
Yeah, so we'll start with Gordon. Look, in the end, Newcastle signed him from Everton for £40 million, and if all the add-ons come in, it's going to be £80 million. Everton have a sell-on clause for the percentage of the profit, so I think Everton are getting £3.6 million, so overall Newcastle are going to book quite a huge profit for Anthony Gordon, who at one point went nearly a year without an open play goal in the Premier League. If you look at this season, he got 17 goals in all comps, 10 in the Champions League, but a lot were penalties, and I think a lot of people feel that this season his performances were really at the level that we've quite seen, certainly 23, 24, even 24, 25, he wasn't amazing. So I think that overall we thank him for his service. He played a huge role in Newcastle getting to the Carabao Cup final, scored 2 goals against Arsenal on that way in the semi-final. He was of course banned for the final, but we thank him for his service, wish him good luck, and we'll see how he does in the World Cup with England as well. Can't imagine Rashford's going to be too happy, so that might work out interestingly. In terms of everything else, obviously you got Tonali linked away, you got Tino Livramento linked away. Bruno Guimaraes, I'm convinced he'll stay, to be honest. I think that we're getting to the age where he's 29 in November. I'm not sure someone's going to go and spend 80 to 100 million pounds on him, which is great for Newcastle. I think we need to give him a new contract. But Tonali is certainly going to be the big name that's going to be consistently linked away now. If you go back to January, his agent was essentially touting him out to Arsenal on transfer deadline day, which is an absolute disgrace given that Tonali was banned for a year, and during that year he signed a new contract in Newcastle, and the fans give him nothing but love and support. So the fact his agent was touting him out, I thought was absolutely shocking. Now, I don't think Tonali's going to do what Isak did and essentially go on strike to leave simply because of all of the stuff that happened during his ban, but he will be a name that will be constantly linked with teams away. The thing is, can you come up with a fee Newcastle want? Otherwise, I don't think they need to sell him now that we've sold Gordon. I think Livramento will probably leave as well, so then I don't think you've got too much of a need to sell Tonali.
Jack, I was going to ask you there because I did mention Visa, who are really disappointed, I think, for the money you spent on him. You've lost Kieran Trippier as well out the door. So there's quite a lot of change happening at Newcastle.
Yeah, but there needs to be. We're at the point where this squad has totally reached the end of its cycle. Look, in the second half of the season, we lost 10 games. We kept 1 clean sheet. In the end, we lost 17 matches across the Premier League, which is the same as Spurs. That's not good enough for a team who consistently had finished no lower than 7th across 3 consecutive full seasons. So to lose 17 games was nowhere near good enough. And the problem is that this squad has just reached the end of its time. A lot of these players who Eddie Howe's been loyal to, their levels all collectively dropped off this season, but unfortunately just kept playing them, and they never really turned around their form. So you got your Jacob Murphys in there, your Nick Popes especially as well. There needs to be a regeneration of this team. If it means that Johan Vist has to go after a season because he was shocking, then he has to go. We need to see a totally new players coming in, fresh blood, because it went stale. There was so many things that you were watching the game, you were feeling like, right, where's the new ideas, where's the creativity? There was just nothing in a lot of matches. If teams put 10 men behind the ball against Newcastle, you'd be pretty sure we weren't going to score against you, because it seemed as if there was just no ideas in attack. So I'm feeling as if this summer's big. I'm happy that already we've had a few players moving out the door. It seems like Ross Wilson and David Hopkinson are very much determined to ensure that this summer is nothing like last summer. I think Eddie Howe's less involved in transfers, which I think is better for everyone. We've got an actual sporting director in place, let him do his job. And now the big thing is going to be, can you replace Gordon, but equally can you refreshing the squad as much as it needs to be.
Okay, Jack Cunningham from the Toon, thank you very much for your time this morning. Speak to you again very, very soon. I mean, Eddie Howe needs a big big one next season as well.
And by the way, they drew with PSG this season.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I know they got battered by Barcelona in the away leg, but they were certainly in the home leg.
True.
You know, on their best, they were a good side on their day. They just had, like he said, you've got to a stage now where Jack was talking about, you know, the club has to make some big decisions, and they're doing that.
Yeah, and credit, by the way, to Anthony Gordon as well. He spoke in his press conference yesterday, fluent in Spanish. It looks $1 million. It's a massive move for a young English player. And I just thought he handled himself so well. Who knew that he was up there going full Spanish vibes? And apparently there's a physio who worked at Newcastle, and every time he spoke to him in Spanish, he always said, I'll play at Barcelona. I'll play at Barcelona. You know, to have that dream, to put it out there as well, I thought...
They got to want you as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he doesn't last very long at clubs, does he? Yeah. You know, he was a young lad that got into Everton and made it clear he wanted to leave quite quickly, and then he's off.
Now he's made it clear he wanted Barcelona, so he might stay there a little bit longer. For all the transfer news, jump onto talksport.com. This weekend, we're building up, of course, the Champions League final. We'll get more on that soon. On the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT, back pages coming next.
Now, one of the most important parts of the interview, you must be happy. It's been 22 years since your beloved Arsenal lifted the Premier League title. Finally, it's come back home. I mean, how are you feeling?
It is fantastic, and this squad is really, really good. They've had real resilience. I do genuinely think they're the best team in the Premier League this year. I'm really glad to see them win it, and hats off to them, because they did really well. The pressure was then really on with 5 or 6 games to go. Suddenly it looked like starting the title race all over again. They pulled through, and they've done brilliantly. And 22 years is a long time to wait.
It is a long time.
But we've done it.
Let's hope you have to wait a bit longer. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I have to get your views before we let you go on the pressure that you put on TNT Sports to make that final free on Saturday. I just want to get your views on that. I know you're going to echo that, but of course TNT price it at $4.99, which some could argue is really good value. So what's your view on that?
I just think it should be free. It's always been free every year up to this year, and I say this not as an Arsenal fan. All fans want to watch the Champions League final. It's a big event. It should be free, and that's why I wrote to them to say, please make it free. I'll renew that, actually. I really do think they should do that. I think it's the right thing to do. And look, I mean, it could be a fantastic topping off of the week. We had Villa, we had Palace, and then if Arsenal go and do it, we got an English treble there. What a great thing that will be.
Okay, and last question, we've got the World Cup coming up. How important is it that we bring home the World Cup to lift the nation?
Oh, so important. It would be fantastic. Obviously last done under a Labour government. Let's hope it can be done under a Labour government again. But look, he's got to...
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win, because this summer you and a mate could be jetting off to watch England versus Croatia live at the FIFA World Cup 2026 in Dallas, including tickets, flights, accommodation and more, courtesy of Adidas. Go to talksport.com/win to enter now, and you could be soaking up the incredible atmosphere at the FIFA World Cup 2026. For the chance to win every football fan's trip of a lifetime, enter now at talksport.com/win.
Saturday morning. That'll get you up for it. A bit of Kylie. It was her birthday this week. Do you know she has a rosé wine brand?
Oh, no, I didn't know.
Yeah.
No.
Apparently it's like a massive earner. It's like the UK's number one rosé wine.
Yeah, there is a lot of people have got into wine in the last sort of like 10, 15 years.
This weather though, I mean, rosé all day, as we say.
Have you tried it?
I haven't tried Kylie's wine, actually.
I've tried every other one, so...
Hey! You're very right about that, pal. You're right. In fact, I'll try Kylie's tonight. I'll report back tomorrow. She's sold 27 million bottles of this rosé wine.
I was going to say records.
She'd probably prefer that to be the...
90% of them to Shebahn.
She's probably sold a lot more records than wine as well over her career. Yeah, how old is she? 58, right?
Yeah, she's
beauty.
She's great.
An absolute beauty. Happy birthday, Kylie. Okay, let's get today's back pages with Sam.
It's all very dramatic, isn't it? Lovely stuff. Yeah, Kylie, I can't believe she's, she's in her late 50s now. It feels like only 5 minutes ago that she was sort of, 30.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is that what you spend your time thinking about?
It is, yeah.
Can't you believe 30 years have passed?
Yeah, do you know what it is? I was thinking that when I was thinking about the Champions League final in '99. We had the anniversary of the 27 years. I was thinking that time has just absolutely flown by.
Time is a click of her fingers, isn't it?
Yeah, it
you
really
look back, you think you was at school at one particular time, and then you leave, then you're working, then you go and play. Like I did, I play football. You're starting your career in media, Shebahn, and then suddenly you go, been doing this for 15. I've been doing this for 26 years. Media.
You know that saying when you have young children, the days are long, but the years are fast.
Yeah,
it's so true.
Interesting.
It's so true. Like when I look at my children now, I'm like, how did that happen? Like, how are you?
My one's become 10, and now we're looking at him being a little.
Yeah, it's almost a bit sad sometimes.
Well, it is. We do think that. We think like this is a very unique, special time.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam. Back pages.
Talking of the passing of time, we should talk about David Raya. I mean, there's, as Cass was alluding to earlier, top of the show, loads of detail about the Champions League final today. Lots of feature pieces, players, interviews with former players, previews about tactical battles and all that sort of stuff. But Gregor Robertson's done a really interesting piece on David Raya's history, and I think, I think we try on this show and this segment to try and highlight the sort of the difference between success and failure, and the fine line between success and failure. And you look at David Raya's career; it is absolutely remarkable. That he's ended up where he has now, but also how many times along the line that it could have not worked out for him over his career. I mean, this is a goalkeeper that was on loan at Southport. They talk about that in here. The Southport's program editor, Rob Irwin, talks about how he struggled at first, couldn't really speak the language. He was only a sort of teenager. Then he put in an unbelievable performance against Derby in the FA Cup, and everybody took notice about it. When he was originally being signed by Blackburn, they were looking for a fullback, and ended up that the fullback was out injured, and so they had to noticed the goalkeeper instead, David Raya. And it feels like his career has sort of been a succession of, in some ways, lucky breaks, but also just being in the right place at the right time, performing well, climbing up through the ranks, and then as the piece ends, I'm really proud of him, says Mikel Arteta. So his teammate Adam Henley, who was his roommate at Blackburn, he said, "I'm proud that he's now reached the pinnacle of the Champions League final." But it's an amazing story, Cass, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, because I mean, I know Gregor Robertson, who wrote this piece, and Gregor is a fantastic journalist, for an ex-player that just gets very detailed about the pieces he puts together. And it talks about the change of managers at Blackburn Rovers, and being in, and some people not saying he's too small, and then and there's a great bit about Mikel Arteta, who actually has to persuade the Arsenal board, because they had Aaron Ramsdale in goal for them, that they didn't see the logic in the signing of Raya.
Because Ramsdale was doing so well at the time.
People didn't really get it at the time.
But Arteta,
decision.
And spending 30 million on him.
Yeah.
To go, because Arteta originally said we got 2 number ones, which was maybe his way of getting round it, but they clearly didn't. Raya took the number 1 spot and has done brilliantly well, and proven to be an absolute masterstroke of a decision.
Yeah, without question, and I don't think anybody's questioning now. And as you said earlier, Cass, he feels like he's absolutely crucial in this Champions League final, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does to me. Yeah,
it's interesting listening to the start of his career. It says here, this is Richard Brodie, former Southport striker. Derby were top of the Championship. They played them against them in the FA Cup. And Raya, he said, was phenomenal that day. It's his derby against Southport. Chris Martin scored a 93rd minute penalty. It was 0-0 up until that point. He'd made a string of saves. He said, I remember when we got into the dressing room, Raya was crying because he thought he should have saved the penalty. His focus and drive to succeed were just something that were completely different to what we were used to. And I think it is that mentality, that resilience that I think separates the real top players, isn't it? They've got that sort of obsessive determination to do well.
I would add in something slightly more as well, the resilience he's shown, because he's came over to England without speaking English as a 15-year-old to try and establish himself at a career, and he's prepared to go out on loan at Southport, and then find his career at Blackburn. And look, he's got the rewards of all what he's put into it by being so resilient. And he'd have had his doubts and his doubters looking at him at times. So fair play to David Raya.
Yeah, absolutely. You're totally right, Cass. All sorts of World Cup wall charts in the paper this morning. The games are coming.
They're out. Are they, the wall charts?
Excited now. Look, the wall charts are all here. We've got all the games.
All the games, dates, times.
All that stuff. And interesting, there's not much time, but I'll bring you this quickly to this story about, it's in the Daily Mirror this morning. This is United in the States is key for England. Tuchel's right-hand man on the secret to glory. As someone who once watched nearly 17,000 throw-ins as part of a year-long study, it's fair to say Anthony Barry is a details man. So it comes as a surprise to hear that the secret to England winning this summer's World Cup, according to Thomas Tuchel's right-hand man, Anthony Barry, is the brotherhood that will be struck between the players. He says this factor, more so than any technical or tactical fine print, is what will fuel the Three Lions' pursuit of World Cup glory. Cass, you are a man who's been to a World Cup. How important is camaraderie to success in a team?
Yeah, hugely. We went the furthest we ever did in 1990 with the Republic of Ireland, and I believe the group was so tight knitted, and you have to have that. It's quite obvious. It's like when I started my career and then I got to World Cup, Sam, and whatever, is that you don't enjoy them, or you've got to embrace it and love it, what you're doing, and how lucky you are and fortunate to go out and try and play your best football, but also enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And because I did this in midweek. Well, I know we haven't got much time, but I was doing a gig with News International in London. We were talking about World Cups and the amount of teams. When Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia in Qatar, they had a night of bonding, which included a big meal and some drinking, and they ended up winning the World Cup. They got it all together after their first event. Now, and I know through many teams don't go out and do all this, but they also know they must enjoy themselves at certain times during the World Cup, because you're locked in a room. You've got to be doing stuff that keeps the players on their toes and ready to play.
Yeah, that's why you've got to find people that you like. You've got to get on with people, but also it's the manager's job to bring together a collection of people who will get on.
And that's why some players who come in, who we go, if you know, look, eight of the 26 players will probably not play, maybe 6. Look, if you've won your first 2 games and you can have a field of second team or you're meant to be second team for your third game because you're qualified, but you have players that 4 or 5 of them will definitely not play. So do you want them to be part of the group and help bonds?
Yeah.
With the rest? Of course you. And that's what I think Tuchel's slightly done as well.
It's a really important role, isn't it? Even if you're not playing, it must be really hard.
To lift everybody around you.
Take my hat off to those players who go away and want to play football, but they're there to be the entertainment in a way as well.
The vibesman.
The vibe guy. That must be hard for them, but if they do it and they do it well, fair play to them.
Yeah.
Sam, thank you very much. You listen to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we continue our build-up to today's Champions League final.
Andy Robertson and Liverpool and the memories that brings up and the incredible teams that you've been part of over those years and Jurgen Klopp, all that history. Oh my goodness, just sum up, now that you're at the end of your Liverpool career, how it's been, how emotional has this been for you?
Yeah, it's been a difficult couple of weeks, but I also try to enjoy every minute of it. I think people are fed up of seeing my face and seeing interviews of me doing farewell stuff, so I'm glad this one's radio. But yeah, look, it's been an unbelievable 9-year journey.
Andy, can I take you back to, because I honestly think this was probably one of my favourite Liverpool sides ever. Mane, Salah, Firmino, Henderson, Fabinho, Wijnaldum. You guys, that back four, you just picked yourself really. Robbo, Matip, Virgil van Dijk, Trent, and Alisson. It will forever be one of my favourite Liverpool sides, I think, just because there was so much character in it. But also, you guys were just so good. What was it like having that connection that you had with your team?
Yeah, look, that was, I think, I've spoke about it, quite a few times, but it's like that was the best time because, we were all kind of climbing the mountain together as such. None of us were the best player in the league. None of us were the best in our position. None of us were, we certainly weren't the best team. And I just think every day you just started seeing it slowly but surely piece all together. And then we climbed to the very top, obviously. Virgil won player of the season, Mo won player of the season, Jordan Henderson won player of the season. All these lads did. People were, quoted as the best in their position and things like that. And I think that team just kept on growing and growing. And when you're winning Premier Leagues, when you're, in Champions League finals and winning Champions League finals, it's a really special time and a special journey. And I think that was the time when you just seen us all having so much fun, but there was such a determination within everyone's faces to just be the best they could every single day, and I think that's why we got to where we got to.
Dear Kitmen, we see you, we appreciate your work. While some fans reckon it's just hanging up shirts in dressing rooms, we know it's so much more. A football team's kit is its identity, its uniform, what sets it out from the rest, but it doesn't clean itself. That's not just the shirts, it's the shorts, the socks, the training gear, the boots, the other bits we sort out behind closed doors. Who's the one digging around in that smelly, stinky laundry basket at full time? Yeah, it's the kit man. They have a lot to work on in a week, from laundry, fixing damaged kit, repairing holes, cleaning boots. Then they pack the van and take everything they need off to the stadium, ready for game day. They don't get a lot of help when they get in the ground too. Kitmen are the ones unloading a full squad's worth of boots, kit, medical bags, and all the bits the players and coaches will need between the start of the day and switching off the floodlights at the end of the day. First thing they do is organise each player's kit, make it easily accessible in order to avoid any dramas on match day. Once everything's in the right place, it's into the dressing room, lay everything out, put players' nameplates on the right locker, all the things you don't even think about on a match day. Once the players arrive, if anything needs doing, they call the kit man. In the meantime, it's on the kit man to help set up for the warm-up. The coaches don't always have time to lay out all the cones and put the balls in those weird triangle piles you see. As the warm-up is underway, the kit man then becomes a glorified ball boy, chasing stray shots and passes, making sure they aren't lost in the crowds. They eventually do the tidying up too, getting everything off the pitch before kick-off and assist the ground staff with any last-minute things they may need. After that, it's last call for the players. Then, at kick-off, they can breathe a sigh of relief for a few minutes, sit back and watch the game, enjoy the fruits of their labour. At half-time, check everyone's okay and everything's as it should be, and then wait for full-time. Once the final whistle's gone, it's time to pack everything down, get the stuff that needs to be washed in the laundry, pack up the van, back to the training ground, and ready to do it again next week. Of course, each club differs, and different staff members will have different responsibilities, but we pay tribute to all of those who do it, whether it's the glitz and glamour of the Premier League or a cold Tuesday night in Stoke.
Hello there, how are you? Welcome along to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Celtic and Marseille striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
So tonight is the night, baby, the Champions League final. PSG looking to become the first French side to ever retain their crown, and manager Luis Enrique thinks that makes them dangerous.
You know how powerful it is try to win the second Champions League in a row. It's bigger. So we are in advance.
Ooh, we'll have full build up to that across the day. Kickoff is at 5 o'clock as Arsenal go in search of a historic double. It's live on talkSPORT, 5 o'clock kickoff. Also, Luke Little revealed this week he could have quit darts due to fan abuse. Have the fans crossed the line? Well, making her return to talkSPORT breakfast yesterday, TNT Sports presenter Laura Woods thinks so.
He is out of this world special. We're too excited and we love these superstars that come through. But one thing that we do really badly, I think, is
shoot them down after that.
We do. We build them up, we shoot them down.
We'll discuss that this morning. By the way, congratulations, Laura Woods. She's having another baby. She was with Ali for one morning.
I know.
One morning they're back together. Next minute she's pregnant. Congratulations, Laura Woods. Great to hear you back. And also Steve Clarke has signed a new contract with Scotland. Can he make more history with the Tartan Army?
I think it was always important that we got it done before the tournament. It gives everybody clarity moving forward, keeps the stability around the position, the squad, and hopefully the future of Scottish football.
Steve Clarke, no Scotland, no party. So much to discuss. Huge show ahead. You can get involved 810 037 1722 3344. Arsenal fans, football fans, how are you watching the Champions League tonight? Live on talkSPORT at 5 o'clock. You do not want to miss a thing. It's the Weekend Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Kids have been off.
Yes.
My kids have an inset day on Monday, so make sure you check.
Oh no, that was the Friday before they had the break. My boy had.
You've had yours already.
Yeah, the inset day. They're becoming more common.
I think you must get a few a year now.
It seems like there's a lot of them inset days.
Teachers, why? What do you do in an inset day?
Well,
is
one
that
of my
sort their admin and stuff. Like, tell us what is it about?
one of my sons is a teacher, so he defends teachers and the amount of work they do is because of how much they have to do, even when they're on holiday.
Yeah, and my sister's a teacher, and I know what she's doing when she's on holiday.
Is she doing the opposite of what we?
She's just sort of cracking a bottle open and getting the kids to bed early.
Okay.
I don't think she's sitting doing the homework on the holidays.
It's a strange job in the UK, being a teacher. I listen to my boy. He's now, funny enough, he's left. He's deserted England and gone to Singapore to do teaching.
Oh, wow.
But he said that it's just impossible because of the money they earn, the areas they live in, especially in the southeast. They can't afford properties. And he said it's just like, it doesn't see a great future for teachers in certain areas.
Dear.
It's not good.
Well, if you are a
anyway.
teacher, can tell us what inset day actually involves, and if you can help me out this Monday, just open school, that'd be great.
We're going to get told off.
I'm
sure they do a lot.
I had a golf lesson and I met a dad at the swimming pool yesterday, and he was like, "Remember inset day Monday?" And I was like, "What?"
They do like an inset day. I'll give them that.
Especially after a week off. Why you gotta do me like that, bruh? Anyway, Steve Clarke has a new contract. He's going to stay with Scotland until after the 2030 World Cup. Future was in doubt, despite leading the side to back-to-back Euros in the first World Cup since 1998. I'm not sure why that was in doubt. He mentioned in his press conference it was good to get it done before they head out to the States. I agree with that because I think when he goes out there, everybody's going to be asking about contracts. It's a classic thing for journalists to do. Whereas now it's all done. He's signed on the dotted line. He can just focus on the tournament.
Well, and if you have a stinker and you get beat every game and you come back and tail between your legs and no one wants your manager anymore, it's right. He's deserved the right. Steve has deserved it. You know, he's taken to Scotland to a number of tournaments now, hasn't he? So he should be rewarded for that. I'm not the biggest fan of new deals before, because I do think that international managers, if you look at tournaments, the amount of people lose their jobs after tournaments, like if you had, say, 24 teams, like 18 of them will lose their jobs at the end of a tournament. That's so common in international football.
Yeah.
So he's just getting security and obviously Steve's excited about the young generation that he's still got, bringing through in the Scottish lineup.
The first game for Scotland is the 13th of June. It's going to be live here on talkSPORT. Also coming up at 5 o'clock tonight is the Champions League final. PSG looking to win their second straight title under the guidance of boss Luis Enrique since 1990. Only Real Madrid have been able to retain the trophy, doing so between 2016 and 2018. So can PSG add their name and cement their place in footballing legend? To discuss this, we can speak to PSG fan out in Budapest this morning. Lee Davey is with us now. A very good morning to you, Lee. How's it going?
Hi, Lee.
Good morning, both. Good morning, both. Yes, very, very good. It's slightly overcast morning here in Budapest, but very vibrant. I've just had a little look out my window. There's a few Arsenal fans already floating around nice and early. The tension will build throughout the day, I'm sure, and it's set to be a really exciting evening ahead.
Lee, I've got to be honest with you. Arsenal fan or Spurs fans have had to suffer this year and are dreading the fact that Arsenal could win this competition, and then you've got the Marseille fans who are dreading that PSG could win it twice.
You know what? Yeah, absolutely. I think that Tottenham fans, and I flew out from Gatwick last night, and the amount of I had my little PSG top on, and all Tottenham fans were coming up to me and I was like, "Come on, PSG, come on, PSG." Obviously, you can imagine what it's like in France. Tony, you know better than anyone. You know better than anyone the rivalry, the bitter rivalry between PSG and Marseille. And obviously, PSG could be the first team to win this trophy twice. And you go back 12 months and, Marseille were the only ones to ever win this trophy as a French club. So what a turnaround it could be.
Yeah. So tell us, look, we're PSG. We all know they're a fabulous team. I mean, you know when a team is that good when you can name, especially from another country, you can name their lineup pretty comfortably for anybody who watches football regularly. We know that they're so dangerous. How do you see it, looking at this game, for the problems that we all know PSG can, impose on any team?
Yeah, absolutely. We know how they play. We know that they play with the fluidity, that front three which just rotate, and that midfield that is so domineering. Then fullbacks that get forward. It looks like Hakimi's likely to be fit. He was one of the doubts, wasn't he, coming into this game? He looks as though he could be fit to start. We know how brilliant he is getting forward and getting into attacking areas, and also his goal scoring. He's a hell of a finisher as well. Nuno Mendes on the other side. I mean, they've got so many attacking options, this PSG team. And, obviously, I'm sure Mikel Arteta has done his homework, particularly over the last week or two, and he would have had to. But I do think it goes the same way as well. Arsenal I don't think this PSG team have faced anything like Arsenal. It's like, that defensively, they are so strong. They've conceded very few goals in this competition. Yes, PSG are used to playing low blocks in Ligue 1, but nothing like this Arsenal team. It's going to be a really interesting game. Two clashes of styles, and I believe this could go any way tonight.
Lee, tell us, there's one glaring, we talk all of matchups all over the pitch, whether it's, I don't know, Saka against Mendes or Kvaratskhelia against, whether it's Timber, whether it's Mosquera. I actually think the biggest difference is the two goalkeepers. I think Savanoff is nowhere near as good as David Raya.
Yeah, look, Savanoff is definitely not Donnarumma. And look, Donnarumma had his moments at times where he would be, he could be quite lax, but he could always come up with a match-winning save. I think we know there's a huge disparity between Donnarumma and Savanoff. I do think Savanoff has done well. He's very unorthodox, so, he is an easy target. But he's done well. He's done well to get PSG to where they are. He's made some incredible saves. You go back to that Bayern Munich game, that second leg, I thought he was really solid in that. But he'll do the unorthodox. He will, opportunities where the ball comes over where you can catch it and take pressure off his back line. He'll punch, he'll flap. He has got away with it until now. But if he's ever going to be exposed, it's going to be against this Arsenal team. He's got to be at the races. He really, really has to be. So very, very important that, he has a really solid game tonight. David Raya, we know all about him. Arsenal are very much in safe hands with him. So, fingers crossed there's nothing crazy coming from Savanoff tonight, because he has got it in his locker.
Lee, good luck to you. Just tell us quickly, why is a boy from Leicester a PSG fan?
Yep, it goes back. It kind of ties in with Tony, actually. I was watching a program on Channel 4 when I was very, very young, probably about 14. It was called Transworld Sport, and I would get action from all around Europe. And I took a real liking to the French Ligue 1 and watched a lot of Marseille, who were the dominant side back then. And it got to, I think it was 1994. I watched a gentleman called George Weah. I'm not sure if you know who he is. I'm sure you do. He scored this incredible goal in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. And they won 1-0 that night. And I remember going to school the next day and we was talking about it, and I started to follow. Went to my first game back in 2002. And my girlfriend at the time told her I was going on a romantic trip to Paris. We agreed it was to go and watch a game against Lorient. Ronaldinho was playing that night. They won 4-0, and I was hooked ever since. I'm a season ticket holder. And here I am. I'm out here in Budapest all these years later. And there we go.
Well,
here we go. It's great. I can't wait for tonight. It's my birthday today as well. So, yeah, I know. It's fell on my birthday. All the family have left behind. Only one present I need today.
Oh, brilliant.
Back to back.
Oh, listen, we're thinking of you. I love your energy, by the way. You seem like a good egg, a PSG fan. Lee Davey. Good
Ali Loem, Lee.
He's got no French for you. Lee Davey there. That was brilliant. Really nice.
Do you know the rivalry is extraordinary?
Oh, of course,
It's extraordinary in France with Marseille and PSG.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts on this. 81089. What way is it going to go tonight? Let's say it's a hard one to call.
I think it's a really tight one. Look, we all look at Inter Milan last year and the 5-0 and the defeats they've imposed on Liverpool in the Champions League. They've done it to Chelsea. They battered Chelsea in 2 games this year. They've done it to others. They won at Bayer Leverkusen 7-1.
I know.
Things like that.
Live on talkSPORT, 5 o'clock tonight. You're listening to the Weekend Breakfast here on talkSPORT. And don't forget, you can now build up to the Champions League final. Julian Loren alongside Laura Woods and Ali McCoist, available for you now on the talkSPORT Daily podcast on the talkSPORT app. Good morning.
Edwin, away from Soccer Aid, obviously a good second half of the season for your former club, Manchester United. It feels like a no-brainer to give Michael Carrick the job on a full-time basis. I guess the big question is, what can he achieve next season? How close to being championship contenders do you see them being?
Yeah, but I think what Michael brought was stability, clarity. Got some players in, played a lot of times the same team, and formation that was recognizable for the fans. And I think the performance that he put on, the results that he got, and that the board and the directors take their time to look at our options, see how things develop, see how the players look like. Probably they got some contact with Bruno and some established players to make up their mind. And very happy for Michael that he got the opportunity to do it on a permanent basis.
What about Michael Carrick's big selections this summer? What has he got to do in order to make them more competitive next season in terms of winning the Premier League? Because that's the established aim for Manchester United.
Yeah, of course. I'm not that deep into Manchester United. And of course, some players will have a desire to leave or to extend their contract.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We've been taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How do you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
much as I love you, the you may fade, my dog will always come through.
Good morning. Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. It's Saturday the 30th of May. Shebahn Aherne Tony Cascarino. Guess the singer?
I'm trying to guess it.
Trying hard, to be fair to you.
It does sound...
I'll give you a clue. He's singing about his Doug. What's the opposite to dog?
Cat. Oh, Cat Stevens.
Done.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense now. I knew it. I could recognise his voice. But
Our
Cat
producer
Stevens,
Sam
yeah.
Stevens' uncle. Do you know that? Yes.
No. Yeah.
Wanted you to bite on that.
Only because, can't be.
Cat Stevens, I love my dog. We're playing this because apparently more than half of Brits would love for our pets to tell us how they really feel. Think about it all the time.
Well, don't they sort of do that?
Yeah, I guess so, but like if you're...
Their behaviour, you I mean,
you...
my dog, I know.
You know.
Oh. When she's wanting to... she wants something, she'll tell you. Yeah. She barks sometimes when I come in late. Just let me know where you've been.
Where you been at, pal?
Yeah.
What time did you call this? Look what the cat dragged in.
But she doesn't during the day.
Yeah.
She'll do it if I come back late.
Yeah.
She'll never do it during the day when I walk in.
My dog, because we're a new dog family.
Yeah,
so
I know.
He's only 6 months, but see when I look at his little mouth, he's got this little smug life mouth. He's great. He's so cute. Well, a lot of us are dog people. I'm a cat person as well. I do love cats. Now, just imagine being leaning a motorcycle so far into a corner your elbow scrapes the ground at 200 miles per hour. That's the kind of high drama you can expect as talkSPORT brings you something new this weekend. We've got live MotoGP. We'll be bringing you 6 races through the course of the season. It's starting with this Sunday's Italian Grand Prix, all thanks to our friends at TNT Sports. Every start, every corner, every overtaking, every crash, one of the most dangerous sports around. So let's build up to it now with TNT MotoGP commentator Gav Emmett. Good morning to you, Gav. How's things?
Hi, Gav.
Good morning, guys. It's all right. Well, we're over here in Mugello in Italy. We're about half an hour to the north of Florence. Absolutely stunning backdrop. And then this piece of all those beautiful cypress trees on the hill suddenly gets broken by the roar. These sound like jet engines, these motorcycles coming down the front straight here. And Shebahn, you mentioned 200 miles an hour. They reach at the end of the straight here 227 miles per hour.
Oh, no.
And it's wild. It's pretty wild.
I mean, I was going to say to you, Gav, on MotoGP, I mean, when you watch and you're seeing someone put their knee literally to the ground or their elbow and you're leaning the bike over, and I just think, you've got to be pretty crazy to do this.
Yeah, not right. That's right. That's not right. We work with a few. We've got a few World Superbike champions with us, Neil Hudson, Sylvain Guintoli. They've been there, done that. And they're not right. We eat out on a night with them, and there's a screw loose somewhere up there. But I tell you what, they are all MotoGP is, as you say, one of the most dangerous sports. But they're all athletes. They are serious athletes. They are as refined, as honed as the bikes that they ride on. These guys.
Can I just ask you, how do you practice what they're doing in a race? Because obviously you have to take high risks in the practicing your movement of getting so low with your elbow or your knee.
Yeah. You don't. There's no way to replicate this. It's not like you can. They has all these things where you get fake bike trainers, that kind of things. They go out motocrossing, so they're riding little dirt bikes, going over jumps and that, just to try and work the muscles, work the right bodies. But there is no way you can replicate it. And in fact, this weekend, we've got a Brit riding this weekend for the first time. Cal Crutchlow has been retired. Oh. Right, he's been retired for a couple of years. He's been a test rider, but he's not ridden a bike in a year. He's super fit anyway. But imagine, Cass, that Ireland called you back for an international a couple of years after you retired. How you be feeling? Well, he came into our commentary box yesterday and he said he felt like he'd been hit by a bus. You know what I mean? It's just such a physical exertion to get on these bikes and to race them at very, very top level. And this is the pinnacle of two-wheel motorsport.
I mean, like we say, we're focusing on the danger side of it because when you watch it, it is simply incredible and unbelievable. It's going to be a massive weekend. What else can we look forward to then?
Well, Mark Marquez is back. He's obviously a 7-time MotoGP world champion, 9 times in total. He's just come back because a couple of races ago, he broke 2 metatarsals in his foot. He also had a screw loose from an earlier operation that he's had in his arm. He's had about 5 or 6 shoulder operations, and this screw was pressing on a nerve in his arm. And so he was losing the feeling in his arm. Anyway, he had that surgery 2.5 weeks ago.
Oh, my word.
To remove the screw, to remove a bit of bone, and to put a plate in his foot. And yet he's riding this weekend. So he's back. And he's a big draw for people. But also, there's loads of Italians, loads of Ducatisti, big Ducati heartland here. Right. But the Ducatis are under pressure from another Italian manufacturer, Aprilia, this week, and they're leading the championship. So there's a bit of an Italian face-off going for the Italian Grand Prix, all in the backdrop of the Tuscan hillsides. It's going to be handlebar bashing. It's going to be wild, I promise.
Have you tried it, Gav? Have you tried it?
No,
okay.
No, I'm not daft.
I was going to say, you look well put together. Your arms are intact and absolutely fine.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, I'm absolutely all right. I'm fine. I do the talking and they can do the riding, yeah.
Well, you did say.
No talent.
You did say that they do. He's got a screw loose. He actually, there's two screws loose there.
Yeah, literally. Gav, thank you so much. Hope it all goes well for you this weekend. We'll be listening on talkSPORT too.
Cheers, Gav.
We look forward to it. Look forward to you all joining along with us.
Lovely, jubbly. TNT MotoGP commentator Gav Emmett, like we say, live the Italian Grand Prix tomorrow, 1:50 over on talkSPORT 2. Coming up next, get the kettle on, posh coffee time. Cappuccino with Cascarino is next on the Weekend Sports Breakfast.
As I've been waiting to come on, I've just had a message from somebody called Gabriel Agbonlahor. I'm not quite sure who he is, but his message was replying to me writing a diary in the Spectator magazine this week, which is headline, "No one likes Arsenal, we don't care." And he's just said, "I pray for a PSG win." Think about that sentence. That is a talkSPORT presenter on his knees praying to God that Arsenal an English team, do not win the Champions League. That is how pathetic the Arsenal haters have got. It is pathetic.
I want to ask you about that, Pierre, and I'm deadly serious, right? I'm deadly serious, right? I remember West Ham getting that Conference League final. Just about the whole country was behind them. Certainly Palace last week. Everybody was behind them. Why? What is it with Arsenal?
I just cannot understand how any fan base that has me, Keir Starmer, Jeremy Corbyn, the president of Rwanda.
You've answered that.
And I haven't finished yet. And the late Osama bin Laden. Why that fan base would be so detested, I have no idea. No, you know what it is? It's we live in a country I like this about our country, but it's tall poppy syndrome, right? When we were losing and choking, everybody loved Arsenal, right? For the last 22 years, there's nothing other football fans have enjoyed more or loved more or celebrated more than our repeated choking and failures. And now we've actually climbed the summit. Now we've become Premier League champions again. And frankly, now everyone's beginning to wake up to what I've been telling you guys for several years now, that we have the best squad in world football and could well go on a 10-year tear now of dominating European football. Now we become hated. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Tall poppy syndrome. And long may we be the tallest poppy in the Premier League.
Oscar, you're a bad influence on all of us. He's been off for about a month and your man's come back looking for a McDonald's. But I couldn't agree with him more.
Oh, we're doing it again?
I think so. Oh. Can you pay for it, Daddy? Please, sir.
Oh, look at them. They're all looking at me. Yeah, go on then.
Look at his little puppy dog eyes. He's like, go on, Cass, get us a man.
Go on then.
Okay, good morning. Weekend breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and the man with the money, Tony Cascarino. Some of your headlines you're waking up to this morning. Atletico Madrid have rejected Barcelona's £86 million bid for star striker Julian Alvarez, with the club holding out for that fee of over £100 million. That's just where we're at now in football, this money, eh?
Yeah.
I wonder how much you'd be worth today in the market.
Today, nothing. If you're looking at me today...
No, sorry, if you were, you know what?
In my prime?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you put a number on yourself?
Well, that was a record fee for Villa in 1990 for the Villa at 1.2 million, I think.
Okay, so you would be...
So you'd probably put the 50 million mark. I don't know.
It's playing it cool.
I don't know. It's hard to evaluate transfer fees and, you know, what today. It's just...
It's good though. talkSPORT understands Jurgen Klopp is the dream target for Saudi Arabia and Said Al Ittihad as their new manager. Interesting. And former Spurs striker Dimitar Berbatov joined the boys on Drive yesterday ahead of Soccer Aid this Sunday and gave his thoughts on his former side narrowly avoiding relegation on the final day of the season.
You know, I had that experience with Leverkusen when I used to play in the Bundesliga. We played for the Champions League final against Real Madrid. Next season, we're fighting relegation.
Wow.
With Spurs, I don't think it is the right comparison, but they won the trophy. And then they're fighting relegation again. And sometimes that feeling of avoiding relegation is even stronger than winning a trophy. I don't know how to describe it.
That's what De Zerbi said a couple of days ago. He said it's better. This is what he said. It's better to avoid relegation than win a trophy. And we're like,
it sounds strange. I don't know. It sounds strange, but it is like that.
Dimitar Berbatov speaking to the guys on Drive yesterday. I mean, because Spurs fans are getting hammered for celebrating staying up, but that's the most together I've seen that team. The celebration of scoring that goal on the final day.
You hope it's a turning point for the club.
True.
You know, it's been disastrous. You know, and yes, they won a trophy this season before, but it's been a disastrous in Premier League results over the last 2 years. It's been an absolute nightmare. And the club is far below what it should be in the Premier League. And hopefully for the Spurs, it's a turning point.
I mean, we'll wonder if they can do that. Thing is, De Zerbi is a very good manager. You think he's the guy to turn it around? Or
I hope so, because,
give him some control.
You want competitive Tottenham, don't you, really? You want a team to be... I mean, they've had some fabulous teams over the years. They really have. I've played against some of them. I know some of the players I meet up with now and again, and they've just had so much talent go through that football club. And it's been a hard time for them. And it's even harder for them watching, as I got a message last night from a friend who's a Spurs fan, that it's going to be a painful day today.
Really
unless PSG win.
Have you seen the Paddy Power advert where you're making Teddy?
I put it out there, yeah.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's got with Glenn Hoddle in it.
And Jamie O'Hara.
Jamie O'Hara and Teddy Sheringham.
It is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny.
I like Paddy Power that they have the crap.
Oh, they do amazing adverts. They do. You know, it's very funny what they do.
Yeah, no, good fun. Roberto De Zerbi, can he sort it out at Spurs? You'll be hoping so, Spurs fans, and you'll be watching from behind the couch tonight, probably. You can listen on talkSPORT. 5 o'clock kickoff, PSG Arsenal in the Champions League final, and then tomorrow night, all for the good cause, Soccer Aid, live on talkSPORT from 6:30. I have to say, Drive, listening to the show the last couple of days coming from Soccer Aid and training. Andy is like a kid at Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, around that environment and playing football and talking to all these legends. And I was telling you just earlier on, my sister's girlfriend, Jade, is playing in Soccer Aid this year. If she gets on, I think she'll get a red card. She's rough as they come, and fair play to her. But she was speaking to Rusha the other day on FaceTime after training, and she said I had good link-up play with Wayne Rooney. Oh,
Right.
wow.
Yeah.
You're just training with Wayne Rooney. It's brilliant. Soccer Aid live for you tomorrow here on talkSPORT 6:30. And here's what's coming up for you on talkSPORT today. Warm up from 10 o'clock, Max Rushton and Charlie Baker, 1 through to 3:30. The Champions League preview show, it's Adi Oladipo and Perry Groves, and then the coverage begins from 3:30 out in Budapest. And then, of course, the game gets underway at 5 o'clock. Kick-off of the Champions League final here on talkSPORT. And then, wait for it, the game day phone-in is an 8 o'clock start with Jason Cundy and Gabby Agbonlahor. He's wearing his PSG top tonight. You'll be hearing from happy or sad Arsenal fans on that one. And then fight night at 11 o'clock. It's time now for this.
A cappuccino with Cascarino on the weekend sports breakfast. I say.
I've just put up a banging cup of tea.
Yeah.
Well brewed. Take it away, sir. What are we talking about this week?
Okay, we're going to talk a bit, because it's PSG Arsenal, I wanted to just give a bit of background at PSG as a football club. Do you know, what have you said a year, Shebahn? What year do you think they started the existence of PSG? How well would you ever guess, would you say?
A couple of 100 years ago?
1970 they started.
Oh, wow. Okay.
As a football club in Paris.
Oh.
So they're a relatively very new club, you know. So, and then it's a very divided club and has been. I lived in Paris for 2 years at the end of my career. I joined a club called Red Star, which was the biggest club in Paris for a large period of time, until obviously the evolution of the game in Paris, and PSG became a club in 70. But just a bit of background on their supporters and what's happened. And the first groups, they were called Les Amis de Paris PSG, basically, which is the Friends of Paris, which was very sort of a socialite, the rich, the elite, to go and watch. It was a bit Monaco-like, where fans would go and they'd watch this team, and they lived in Auteuil, and there was money Boulogne, and all these sort of things were going on. And it was just like a club to go and watch and enjoy, but not much more. And of course, it changed. By the time it got to, say, 75, this base of Les Amis de Paris, they started to build an atmosphere, and they wanted, and the association come with Liverpool, because they had eventually the Cop of Boulogne, which was the Liverpool connection with one end. The Boulogne end was called the Cop, and it was all based on Liverpool's Cop at Anfield. So, by the way, there's quite a few Cops. There's a Cop at Leeds and other clubs. And so this built. But the Boulogne boys that started and were founded in 1985 pushed on, and they become a bit more radical right, which was a bit of an issue. They were all based on chants, flares, banners, really creating an atmosphere, because PSG they didn't have that. In the early days of PSG, it was just a club to go and watch, enjoy their game, and no more, and no one cared too much. But they became a serious club, and the fan base. But then by 91, you had the Virage Auteuil group. They were opposite ends of the football club, but they didn't get on.
Right.
Because one was far left, and it was very racially, divided between the two. The Boulogne boys were far more right, and then they had the left of the Auteuil stand, and clashes all the time. The two fan bases. So this club had a massive division, and it wasn't really until Nasser Al-Khelaifi come and took over PSG in 2011 and saw all the problems of the fans, banned 13,000 fans from the game.
Wow.
Banned 13,000. Imagine that. You go into more and you ban 13,000 fans and not allowed in to watch PSG games. And it came from both sides, but mainly it was the Boulogne boys who suffered. So it was a real bizarre time, but there was a breaking point. And quite interestingly, Thiago Silva, who played for Brazil and Chelsea and PSG, they pushed really hard for fans to be let back in to create an atmosphere, and they created at PSG. They called it the Collective Ultras of Paris, which was the CUP. They were called the Collective Ultras of Paris. And between the two of them, they still don't get on, but they've created an atmosphere and a bit of unity within the club. Wow. And I've played in Marseille PSG games, and it's as full on as they come. It's every bit as like Celtic and Rangers can be, the divide between the two clubs. But this club, from a club at 1970 and to where it is, and now it's in the Champions League final for the second time, is an extraordinary rise of a football club. They've always paid the biggest money. It used to be Monaco, but PSG became so competitive when obviously the takeover from the Qataris, and it's just, lifted the club.
It's very interesting.
But they've managed the fans. It's not right, even to this day, they're not united. They come together. Last year after the Champions League final, there was lots of issues in Paris.
Well, when they made it to the final, because the following morning on talkSPORT after Arsenal made it to the final, Gabby was slating them for having fireworks, for making it to the final without winning anything, and then the following night PSG made it to the final and the fans wrecked the place.
Oh yeah, no,
it was disgraceful behaviour.
And very sadly, 2 people died last year.
Wow.
In these clashes.
Wow.
It wasn't just PSG against PSG, but they've had these issues. Yep. But there's been so much hard work done behind the scenes to try and unite this football club.
Wow.
And here we are today. We see them a united football team on the pitch, because they've had divided teams as well, by the way, and they haven't had this success. But just a look at PSG as a football club.
There you go. The history of PSG from Tony Cascarino. That was interesting. And Cappuccino with
Marseille fans won't be happy I've done that.
I'm sure they won't.
I'm from Marseille, by the way.
Don't be visiting anytime soon. By the way, time is running out to get to the FIFA World Cup. All thanks to talkSPORT and Adidas. It could be used heading to this. Dallas on the 17th of June. England versus Croatia live. You could be there. Flights, hotels, spending money, accommodation, everything sorted out. And the official try-onda match ball, all included in this wicked prize. Head to talksportwin.com to enter. And for all of the terms and conditions, you can check it out there as well. talksportwin.com. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, we'll get today's front pages. And later, we're going to be joined by a pop star, marathon runner, drummer, and massive gooner. Stay with us for that.
Big week.
Come on.
Big week.
Can I get congratulations?
Happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Do you know how pathetic this is? You got a Tottenham fan sort of celebrating. You can't celebrate. You come in
straight in. Bro, at least like maybe a cup of tea first. Like, bro, straight in.
No, mate, because your entire gait and approach is wrong. This is unjust. This isn't how it works. Darren sitting next to me, giving it the big one, is just about fair enough. They're champions. They can get away with it. You can't come in here as a Tottenham fan and celebrate. You've got to celebrate.
You're smiling. Where did you finish?
What did you celebrate?
Where did you finish?
I'm not celebrating.
Where did you finish?
No, we finished mid-table.
I'll put something to you. We had the same season as you.
I kind of agree with that. I just think it's crazy that you came in here. You came in here like the cat that got the cream.
No.
This is the thing.
I think what people are confused about. No one celebrated finishing 17th. We celebrated the fact that we're not going to be in the championship. You don't get that. What don't you get about that? No one wants to be 17th, but once we're in a relegation fight, you want me to be upset that we're staying up, bro? I'm happy, bro.
I think it's shameful that you can find anything to celebrate at the moment. And this is the thing that Tottenham fans are doing. They're sort of going, we kind of won. We won. We succeeded. We made it. Like, no, you lost. The fact that we're having this conversation.
Nobody.
We're having this conversation.
He's coming in for a different level of smoke.
Yeah, he has.
I had an ice cream earlier.
He has. No, literally, I was enjoying the weather. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
To you, it's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Republic of Ireland striker Tony Cascarino. Some of your headlines this morning: Novak Djokovic lost to Brazilian teenager João Fonseca in the second round of the French Open. Jose Mourinho will be returning to the dugout at the Bernabeu as Real Madrid manager, and for the first time in his life, Piers Morgan admitted to talkSPORT that he was actually wrong about something.
I am so glad that the Kroenkes stood by him. I'm so glad that Mikel remained in place. And, to all the people who go, but, 4 years ago you said, it's just like, get over yourselves, right? I'm a passionate football fan. I call things, and I'm very opinionated, as you may have noticed. And so I will always say things in the moment but I always believe them in the moment. But there's nothing I like more than an Arsenal player or manager or owner who proves me wrong if we win. All I ever want is to win.
Yeah, he was miles off it. When you look back at those tweets that Lord Sugar brought together, what Piers Morgan was saying a few years ago, but then I think a lot of Arsenal fans were saying the same thing.
Yeah, look, let's get it right. You're going to get things wrong, eh? How many times in decision you've changed your mind on something you thought was the right way and it's proven otherwise? We're all guilty of it. No?
Yeah, you're allowed to. Of course, you're allowed to change your mind.
Yeah, I mean, if you do it, if you're wrong a lot, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that where I look and go that these are the same people that Piers this season has been unbeatable. No side will beat us. No one can get past us. And then you see those tweets, and I'm like, you were never positive about the club.
Yeah.
It was very lack of positivity a couple of years ago. And then he has the front and to come on and have a go at Gabby, who's still not positive about you because he's not an Arsenal fan. Like, you were doing the exact same thing. Yeah. It's just now you're winning, you're on board.
This is a man who wants to sign Ronaldo up front for Arsenal, so I wouldn't take him too seriously.
Yeah, well, you said it, Sam. And he's coming up on the show.
friend of talkSPORT, Piers.
Yeah.
Talking of Mikel Arteta, by the way, this is interesting stuff because there's some front pages, by the way. That's why I'm back in the studio. I should probably
front pages.
That's why I'm here.
It's time now for this.
Noticing that?
Good, very good. I was noticing that. Well done, Justin.
Come on, Jazzy.
Telegram stand by T-Rex.
Yeah, the great T-Rex.
You a fan?
Oh, I love T-Rex.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Favourite T-Rex song?
I wouldn't say, I loved Children of the Revolution.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. Probably the most, but there's a load of them. So.
Yeah, good. There you go. Telegram sound. That's appropriate, isn't it, for a bit of front page?
That works. It works perfectly well.
There you go, you see. And Mikel Arteta is all over the front pages this morning because, would you believe this, KFC have subbed the Colonel for Mikel Arteta on their logo outside certain branches in London. To mark the Gunners' Premier League triumph, the fast food giant has swapped the icon for Colonel Arteta at some of its London restaurants. It comes ahead of the club's victory bus parade tomorrow. The signs are at Finsbury Park, Highbury and Seven Sisters and will remain in place until Monday. I can't believe that's going to go down very well at Seven Sisters, by the way. That's kind of Spurs territory, isn't it? Or Seven Sisters?
Well, yeah, but an awful long walk from Sisters Tube to Tottenham Stadium.
Well, any of the tube stations on walk to Spurs Stadium.
No, there's why are lanes okay?
Yeah, it's not too bad. But what do you think of this? I mean, is this a little bit over friendly about Arsenal, a bit sort of partisan, or you sort of think, good on them?
Well, you know what's going to happen, don't you? If they lose, they're going to be nuggets, aren't they?
Very true. Very true.
But the thing is, whether they lose or not, all of the fans will still be there for the Premier League trophy parade.
Yeah, Yeah.
What's the prediction, Sam? Something like about 1 million or 1.2
They said
million?
1.2 or 1.5 million could be in attendance tomorrow for the
wild.
parade. Yeah.
And I know that they're going big on this, that they've got the women coming on the bus as well. And they were Champions League winners last year, and didn't see any of the men out celebrating that. But anyway, that's a story for another time. But they're all going to be part of that parade and all one club and all that kind of jazz, which is nice to see. They deserve the Premier League parade. They should be doing that whether what happens tonight or not. PSG are a great team. If Arsenal get battered, it's fine. They're still Premier League champions.
Right, yeah. I think that's it, isn't it? It'll be big numbers tomorrow, regardless of whether they win tonight.
Yeah, of course.
I'd have thought.
Huge numbers.
But of course,
I mean, it will be an exceptional feat if they end up winning the double.
That's it, and it's just so historic for the club. It literally would be the best season in their history if they
Could
did
you imagine?
it, so.
Can you imagine tomorrow if you're at that parade and they've won the Champions League the night before as well against PSG? It would be an incredible thing, an absolutely
Do
incredible.
you know what, Shebahn? I hope they are all there because it means they're not here. Because they're insufferable in the office, aren't they? Arsenal fans. Absolutely.
They do.
I'll say it now. You lot, Arsenal fans out there, I've deliberately not spoken to you about the title this week. I do not want to hear about it. Thanks
You're an
very much.
Arsenal fan, Jasper. You are.
Oh, yeah, including Jazzy.
Ah,
DJ Jazzy over there.
interesting.
Yeah, I know. Says a lot.
I have to say,
That's a good lad.
Well, isn't it when you gloat a bit when you're winning? No?
Yeah, but Arsenal fans...
different kind of gloat.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just more sharp.
To be fair, they've got a point. I mean, 22 years of being
Pain,
bantered,
yeah. I
haven't
mean,
they?
Liverpool
So-
went 30. I mean, even
Yeah.
the Manchester United from the 70s into the 80s before they got successful, they went a long period without winning
Yeah, you're
the
right.
title.
26 years. Yeah, I think the thing is with those sorts of situations, it sort of puts into focus just how much they've underachieved in that time. All the big clubs.
Yeah.
Liverpool going 30 years without a title. United going 25. Arsenal going 22 years. It's too long for a club of that size, really, isn't it? That's why it's a sort of bit. Of
Yeah,
a
like see when Chelsea won the Champions League final and Liverpool winning the Champions League final not too long ago. As other English clubs, not one of that fan base expected anybody else's fan base to give a monkeys that they were in a final.
Right.
And I think that's the slight thing with some Arsenal fans is that they want you to care and you should be supporting them and you should be celebrating them because they're an English team. I'm like, but no other English team cares about you needing to support them.
Yeah.
Focus on your own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really winds me up.
Let's change topic, shall we?
Good luck all the same.
Yeah, good luck, Arsenal.
Yeah, and I hope you
Now,
enjoy it.
Were you a fan of Gavin and Stacey, Cass?
Yes. Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Did you watch it?
Very
I've
fun.
never seen it.
Never seen it.
But I've heard it's great.
Yeah, you a fan?
I've watched
Yes.
it. Yeah, I've seen it. I thought it was very funny.
Well, this might relate to you a little bit then, because it says here that Gavin and Stacey fans can now stay at Uncle Bryn's house as it's set to be transformed into a show-themed Airbnb. The humble terraced house, Uncle Bryn was played by Rob Brydon, by the way, in the series, became a slice.
him.
Yes, very good.
I like him.
Became a slice of British TV history when it was featured in the hit comedy. It was home to his fan favourite character Uncle Bryn and was the spot where he surfed the World Wide Web. The property also set the scene for Bryn hosting Gavin's Essex mates before they headed out for a boozy night out in Cardiff. So it's now being turned into an Airbnb. Would you be encouraged to say somewhere where it was featured in your favourite TV show?
I've had nights where like 40 Towers.
Oh, yeah.
I've enjoyed that. That's great. And I've done the Beatles Hotel in Liverpool, and I mean you get the tours, don't you? If you go to Liverpool with the Beatles, you can go touring around the city. So yeah, I'll probably do it. Do the one as a one-off.
What's your one go-to TV show, Shebahn?
The Housewives, the Real Housewives.
So if their house was like open for a night to stay, would you stay there?
100%.
Yeah, there you go. See?
So we have to go to Atlanta possibly to get our World Cup accreditations.
Yeah.
Real Housewives of Atlanta is my favourite show. So there's a couple of the restaurants we have to visit when we're there. But
I've been
about that later, Sam.
We'll get onto that.
I went in '92 to the where they filmed Cheers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went there as a
Boston.
team. Yeah,
in Boston, yeah.
Boston,
Did that
yeah.
as well.
I went there. It was great fun.
Yeah, there we go.
The whole Irish team were in there.
Oh,
Having a drink, yeah. We all had a drink in Boston.
That are always cute, isn't it?
It was great fun.
And of course, you can go to Central Perk Coffee House, can't you, in New York? I think it's all where it was filmed. I'm not sure whether it's actually the original one or whether it's one named after it looks like it sort of thing. But there's all that sort of stuff.
Remember when Friends did the anniversary with
reunion or
and they kind of brought the set to different locations around the world. There was one in London, and everyone was sitting on the sofa. And
Yeah.
And the fountain in the background.
Well, there you go. You can now stay in Uncle Bryn's house if you so wish in Wales. Have a nice little break in Wales.
There you go. Arsenal fans are on the text already. 81089. We'll do some of these soon. Coming up for you next. We'll celebrate.
You can take all that one.
I don't care. Coming up next, we'll celebrate Hull's promotion with our most famous export next.
Look, he was on stage last night. It was quite an emotional sort of admission, really. He said that after Brighton, I think in week 10, I came off the stage and the incident in Manchester where he had the argument with Jan van Veen, I was sat at home and I was saying to Faith, I don't want to do it anymore. Just the crowd every week. I said to her, I'm down bad. Now, listen, he was probably out of order to do the crybaby emoji or whatever it was he was doing to Van Veen, and he got a little bit of stick for that. But did we go, as a general public, did we protect him enough? We have to remember that he's 19 years of age. And bearing in mind the way he was talking there about his mental health, and bearing in mind we had a conversation last hour about Ricky Hatton and how, we deal with these situations. Do we have to be a little bit careful with him?
We definitely have to be, because we forget he's only 19. I mean, for me, I've got a 17-year-old. He's 18 in a few weeks. They're still learning about life. They've got so much to learn. They're kids. His mistakes that he's probably made doing the crime.
Dear Kitman, we see you. We appreciate your work. While some fans reckon it's just hanging up shirts in dressing rooms, we know it's so much more. A football team's kit is its identity, its uniform, what sets it out from the rest. But it doesn't clean itself. That's not just the shirts, it's the shorts, the socks, the training gear, the boots, the other bits we sort out behind closed doors. Who's the one digging around in that smelly, stinky laundry basket at full time? Yeah, it's the kit man. They have a lot to work on in a week, from laundry, fixing damaged kit, repairing holes, cleaning boots. Then they pack the van and take everything they need off to the stadium, ready for game day. They don't get a lot of help when they get in the ground too. Kitmen are the ones unloading a full squad's worth of boots, kit, medical bags, and all the bits the players and coaches will need between the start of the day and switching off the floodlights at the end of the day. First thing they do is organise each player's kit, make it easily accessible in order to avoid any dramas on match day. Once everything's in the right place, it's into the dressing room, lay everything out, put players' nameplates on the right locker, all the things you don't even think about on a match day. Once the players arrive, if anything needs doing, they call the kit man. In the meantime, it's on the kit man to help set up for the warm-up. The coaches don't always have time to lay out all the cones and put the balls in those weird triangle piles you see. As the warm-up is underway, the kit man then becomes a glorified ball boy, chasing stray shots and passes, making sure they aren't lost in the crowds. They eventually do the tidying up too, getting everything off the pitch before kickoff and assist the ground staff with any last-minute things they may need. After that, it's last call for the players. Then, at kickoff, they can breathe a sigh of relief for a few minutes, sit back and watch the game, enjoy the fruits of their labour. At half-time, check everyone's okay and everything's as it should be, and then wait for full time. Once the final whistle's gone, it's time to pack everything down, get the stuff that needs to be washed in the laundry, pack up the van, back to the training ground, and ready to do it again next week. Of course, each club differs, and different staff members will have different responsibilities, but we pay tribute to all of those who do it, whether it's the glitz and glamour of the Premier League or a cold Tuesday night in Stoke.
Very good morning to you. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. We're live on the Smart TV. We're on the YouTube channel. It's Shebahn Aherne and former Millwall and Marseille striker Tony Cascarino.
Good morning.
Tonight is the night. Can Arsenal win the Champions League for the first time? Mikel Arteta says that after being crowned Premier League champions last week, they want to make it a truly memorable season.
We have one, and we won the second one, and that's all we've been talking about. There has to be a platform to reach bigger destinations and to aim for more, and the team is capable.
We'll have a full build-up throughout the day. Kick-off is at 5 o'clock as Arsenal go in search of a historic double. Luke Littler revealed he could have quit darts due to fan abuse. Have fans crossed the line? Well, making her return to talkSPORT Breakfast yesterday, TNT Sports presenter Laura Woods thinks so.
He is out of this world special. We're too excited and we love these superstars that come through. But one thing that we do really badly, I think, is
shoot them down after that.
We do. We build them up, we shoot them down.
And tomorrow, Soccer Aid makes its return to talkSPORT. We have you covered with live commentary from 6:30, all for a great cause as ever. Legendary United keeper Edwin van der Sar joined the boys on Drive and said his former teammate Michael Carrick deserved to get the full-time gig.
I think what Michael brought was stability, clarity. Got some players in, played a lot of times the same team, and very happy for Michael that he got the opportunity to do it on a permanent basis.
Well said. We're building up to a massive game tonight, Champions League final. Arsenal fans, how are you taking this one in? 03717 223344 81089 is the text number. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Right, here's Josh from Kent, right? This is the prime example, Josh, right? We just did an 8-minute section there about the open top bus parade. 1.2 million people turning out. How incredible, I think I actually said how incredible would that be if they win the historic double? Because I mentioned that Arsenal fans want everyone, some Arsenal fans want everyone. Why have you dumped that, Sam? Well, I see Sam reading over and hitting the button. Josh, man, listen.
That's the fastest Sam's ever moved.
Yeah.
I've literally watched Sam. He's literally straight on the button.
You're a pain in my backside, Josh, right? I said it would be incredible. And some Arsenal fans want other fans who don't support Arsenal to support Arsenal when no one else would care. Listen, Josh. Ah! God damn it! And then about 100 other texts saying bring back Laura Woods full time. I'm not Laura Woods! Leave me alone!
Oh, she is good though.
Bloody brilliant. Not that I'm comparing myself to her. Jesus, wept. Hull City are back in the Premier League for the first time since 2017 after a dramatic 1-0 victory over Middlesbrough. He also told me to control my emotions, which is ironic because I just totally lost it. Ollie McBurney was this absolute hero at Wembley, popping up with a sensational 95th minute winner to send the Tigers into the top flight. A superb moment for the city. Someone who knows Hull City very, very well is comedian Lucy Beaumont. And she's with us now. Lucy, sorry that you had to witness that. I'm really
Clip that.
Lost my head a wee bit there, Lucy. How are you doing?
No,
Hi,
good
Lucy.
for you. I don't know what you was throwing things for, but I agree with you.
Thank you, Lucy. That's all I needed to hear. Lucy, welcome to the show. Like we say, it's a big one today for Hull KR, and it was massive Hull getting promoted to the Premier League.
Yeah, God, it's been an amazing time recently for Hull. It's like any city who's, has had its fair share of, it's always been a bit of an underdog, Hull. And it's this amazing place. Like, people don't realise until they come, they're like, oh, God, it's got this amazing marina and really, historic sort of buildings and real culture. And so it's just massive. It's just massive. Last time when we went up, it literally put Hull on the map that first time. And the city feels better about itself. I feel sad for Middlesbrough, to be honest. Is that really bad to say? Because it's a similar place, like really warm people and place that really could do with that push, But I hope they get the time as well. And what a mad journey into getting into the Premiership. But yeah, it's just incredible. And yeah, it gives people hope, doesn't it? And it's just what a vibe. I mean, I was just crying watching all the YouTube videos of them singing, afterwards, and. It was so it's just lovely. There's not a dry. When they say men don't cry, there's not one man not one man not crying.
Lucy, I've got to ask you, because what's quite common that sport can bring so much to a city or a town, for investment, employment, and the feeling within a city or a town of success. And you've experienced it with Hull, and you can also see it with the rugby team. So sport does a hell of a lot for cities and towns all over the country.
It's massive. It's absolutely massive. I remember the first. I mean, I can remember being in a pub and Dean Windass came in. I think it was like 2008, and he didn't want to he wanted to be with the people sort of thing and have that atmosphere, and he bought everybody a drink in the pub. And it was amazing. And this team feel like they've really got the energy of Hull as well, it's massive, but even it's just for the young kids as well, especially if you've grown up somewhere where you haven't seen your city represented a lot on TV, and and they're that people are saying, but now they're with the what they're gonna with the big boys sort of thing, but I think they'll thrive. I do. I think because once it's once you feel that you're that sort of team, it changes everything, doesn't it? But
tell us about you as well, Lucy. What have you got coming up? You've got a bad at quiz shows. Tell us about this.
Oh yeah, I'm going on top. Well, do you know, like I said about Middlesbrough, I really, really like the city. There's still tickets left for that show in Middlesbrough, whereas Hull's sold out. So I do want to say, I feel real commiseration. But I'm going on tour in September. Yeah, I'm not really talking about football that much, but I think you'd be really surprised, wouldn't you, if I did 90 minutes of football chat. But maybe I should.
Maybe you should. No one stopped.
Yes, I am. Yeah, from September. Yeah.
Well, I think when you do your gig in Middlesbrough, avoid the football talk, I would say, Lucy.
Just keep it quiet. It's going to be hard. That will be hard not to.
The elephant in the room.
You were.
Don't go into it. And you were on Celebrity Traitors as well last year. Tell us about that experience. Did you enjoy it? I love that show.
I know, it's coming back soon, isn't it? I think they've just filmed it. Yeah, it was amazing. It was it was a funny one really, because I couldn't. In the interviews they always say did you what was your experience and stuff? Do you know what was the most amazing thing for me is that we all had a discussion of English delicacies, and they said to me, what's from Hull? Have you got one? I was like, oh yeah, patty and chips. And it was like, do you know when you've known something all your life and you never thought about it? Because they said, oh, what was it? And I said, oh, it's patty, which is fried potato, and you have it with. And I was like, oh my gosh, you have it with fried potato, and it blew my mind. That whole experience. When I got out the castle, I rang my mum and was like, did you know patty and chips is fried potato with fried potato? And she went, bloody hell, ring your granddad. So that's what I've taken from it. I never knew. But yeah, it was just Wink Murder, really. I mean, we just played Wink Murder for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I love that game. That's a good game. Did you play Wink Murder?
No.
That's a good game. You'd like that.
Wink Murder.
Where everybody gets a card. If you've got the killer card,
right?
Say it's the Queen of Hearts, whatever like that.
Yeah.
Then you have to go about your business winking at people and kill them off.
Oh right.
Yeah, it's a great game.
We must have played it at primary school when they wanted to break.
No, it might have been a different name, but I've never heard of Wink Murder.
Murder in the Dark.
Oh yeah.
Or Killer.
Yeah, Killer. I know.
Yeah, Killer was good.
Yeah.
Murder in the Dark. I've not played that game in years. Might play that later with the kids.
It was great. It's just incredible telly, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. Well, good luck with what's coming up with the quiz as well. Bad at quiz shows, good with weirdos. It's a great title, and that's your stand-up show, and then whatever else is coming up for you. And Hull KR today, you're supporting them as well for the city.
I am, yeah. Although, yeah, it's the wrong side of the city for me, but I will quietly. I can't let my granddad know though.
Lucy, thanks so much for coming on this morning.
Cheers, Lucy.
Thank you.
Hull City fan and comedian Lucy Beaumont with us there. Stick with us. We're going to get the latest odds with Coral shortly, and we'll be joined by former Chelsea and Celtic centre-back Paul Elliott soon. David is an Arsenal fan. He's written the next big Arsenal song to rival North London forever. Good morning, David. How are you?
Good morning, David. Let's talk about the right side of North London now, people. Championes!
Tell us about the song that you've written. Can you give us a blast on air?
Oh, I'd love to. So it's called We're Going All the Way by my artist named Guna Gonna Sing. So if you're finding out, have a listen, blast out. And there's a little bit of an intro with a bit of commentary from the end of the Atletico Madrid Arsenal game. And then it goes into it like this. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Unfortunately, we're ready.
Okay, here we go. We're going all the way. The champions of England say Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Rewriting history. Unbeaten every game we played. Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Mikel Arteta is our man. The Gunners going on for victory. North London is redder than ever. We're making history.
Oh.
You'll see, but we're going all the way. The champions of England say Arsenal.
Arsenal.
And there you go. You get the drift?
David.
When are you on top of the pops, mate? Deary me.
Listen, catchy, isn't it? Catchy.
Not one bit, mate.
I quite like that, David.
Terrible.
Listen, you're going to have to do more than that to get Gabby on.
Terrible, David.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How did you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space.
Good morning to you. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne, former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino with you as well.
Why are we playing crazy?
Have a guess, just any guess. Give us a guess, Cass.
No, your little meltdown there just before. No, go on.
Maybe you're right. This isn't CeeLo Green, Sam.
Stilo Green. It is Stilo Green. Ain't crazy?
He's half of Gnarls Barkley. Okay, this is CeeLo Green. Well, this is Gnarls Barkley with Crazy, but his full name is Thomas DiCarlo Calloway Burton. So CeeLo Green is Gnarls Barkley. He's half of Gnarls Barkley. What, like his twin? He's the singer in Gnarls Barkley. I thought Gnarls Barkley was the guy's name.
So did I.
I didn't know that.
No.
Learn something new every day. There you go. It's his birthday today as well. Happy birthday, Big
Good
Guy.
song, though.
It's a great song. If you fancy some more tunes, you can swipe across to Virgin Radio. Don't forget, Chris Evans back on Breakfast next week from 6:30 as well. It's time now for this.
Get ready to get the ultimate football fan winning feeling with talkSPORT Win.
We are into the final week of this brilliant giveaway. This Monday, someone will be winning the trip of a lifetime to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. talkSPORT and Adidas, the tournament's official match ball supplier, are sending you and a mate to Dallas, Texas. Well, we could be sending you, but you need to get involved. You could be at England's first game against Croatia, 17th of June. Return flights, accommodation, spending money, tickets, the official Adidas match ball, the Trianda, all thrown in. Here's how you can get involved. Head to talksportwin.com or text WIN to 83338. Text and online entries cost £2.50 plus your one standard network rate. Or call this number 0343 418 7260. That's 0343 418 7260. Entries must be in by 4 o'clock on Monday, and that's when you need to answer the phone if it rings. It's 18 plus, UK residents only. It's a TalkSPORT promotion. Full terms and conditions on that website, talksportwin.com. Seriously, World Cup fever is just around the corner. You could be there. Dallas, Texas. That would be absolutely brilliant. You and a friend in a lovely hotel, accommodation.
So next weekend, your last weekend?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Before you go?
Before I go, and Mr. Max Scott is going to be with you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've told him about all your niches and having to put your earphones in and all that kind of stuff, your peppermint tea with honey. So he's all across it. Text the word WIN to 83338 now and get all the terms and conditions on the website, talksportwin.com. Time now to get the latest odds with Coral.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Just before we go to John, are you suggesting I'm a bit of a diva? Honey in my tea.
You said it. No, you're not a diva at all. You're like easy going as anything. Same mood the whole time.
Yeah, I don't think my wife would say that.
True. John Hill is with us now from Coral. Morning, John. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Cass. Yeah, really good, thank you. It's glorious day outside, isn't it? Lovely weather at the moment, and what a game we've got to look forward to tonight.
Yes. Can't wait. And come on, there's loads of, first goal scorer, victory in 90 minutes. Will they go to extra time? Come on, John, go for all the odds we need to know.
Well, listen, let's start first with the trophy because that's the one that matters, doesn't it, for Arsenal fans? Look, PSG are favourites, 7-10 favourites to prevail tonight, regardless of the method. Arsenal 21-20, so they are slight underdogs, Arsenal, but the odds have shortened in the last couple of days. I think that victory in the Premier League just give them a bit of confidence going into this. I think the pressure would have been on Mikel Arteta and the players had they not won that Premier League title, going into this game needing a trophy, to make this season a good one. So hopefully that will lift them from Arsenal's perspective. But as you mentioned, there's lots of markets for you to get involved in. First goal scorer, Ousmane Dembele, keep an eye on his name tonight. He's going to be a key one for PSG. He's 11-2 to score the first goal. Is he going to be fully fit? Played 45 minutes last week against Paris FC, so we'll see if he's fit tonight. And of course, we could have the scenario where there's penalties tonight, Shebahn. That will be a nail-biting one for Arsenal fans. Arsenal 8-1 to prevail on penalties this evening. And I was on yesterday, actually, and the question was asked, what kind of game are the bookmakers expecting tonight? Are they expecting goals, a cagey affair? Well, we can't separate it. In terms of over 2.5 goals, because that's the barometer for us, it's 10-11 under 2.5 goals, 10-11 over 2.5 goals. So it's a very difficult game to call this, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. You've effectively got the best attack in PSG in European football and the best defence in Arsenal in European football. So who's going to prevail tonight? Which way are you going, guys?
Well, I'm going to go 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Okay.
I'm going under the goals, John. So I don't think. I mean, look, PSG could make you eat humble pie easily because they're such an offensive team.
Yeah.
But I just get this feeling that this 1-0 in the Arsenal keeps ringing in my head. As that sort of from the chants of the late 80s of 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
feels
that's right,
really,
yeah.
really relevant now.
I've just got this feeling it's going to be the opposite. I'm thinking more like 3-1, 4-1.
Could easily be.
Seems
I'm
to
with
be in
you,
my head.
Shebahn, to be honest. Yeah, I'm with you. But listen, I won't be shocked at all if what you said, Cass, 1-0 Arsenal. They've done it in the last 2 rounds, haven't they, against Atletico Madrid. Funny enough, 15-2 if you fancy that scoreline tonight. Arsenal 1-0. And just looking now, 3-1 PSG. That's available at 6-1, Shebahn. So, fascinating.
Right, okay. There, Shebahn's Scotland are playing tonight. Carousel, I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, me neither. Tell us everything, John.
Well, I don't know. I probably know as little as you do, Shebahn, I have to say about Curacao, but it's a chance for Scotland to warm up, isn't it, for the World Cup? And they're 2-9 favourites to prevail tonight. But I just thought, in terms of Scotland, let's just have a look at what we think in terms of the World Cup. They're 1-3 to get out of Group C, which obviously involves Brazil, Haiti, and Morocco. I think they've got a great chance of getting out of there. And don't forget, you can actually finish third and get out of the group these days.
Yeah.
And for the last 32. And in terms of how far we expect them to go, round of 32 is the favourite at even money in the elimination market. So I think Scotland fans will certainly take that qualifying for the latter stages. And should imagine they'll take a good few fans out there, will they, Shebahn?
I mean, I don't know. Possibly. I think it's just a wee bit too... No, wait. Where is this one today? I should know the answer to this, shouldn't I? Where is this
tonight?
one?
The friendly tonight. Curacao tonight, and it's friendly, yeah. But in terms of the World Cup, you think there'll be a
sorry, out there, 100%.
No, you're all right.
100%, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. Honestly, it's just around the corner now. I mean,
it's gonna be
especially
great, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at Hampden today. So that'll be a packed out house for the send-off game for sure.
It's coming around fast, doesn't it? I have to say, the World Cup, because you almost like got it in your back of your mind it's coming up. But I just looked at the calendar, less than 2 weeks away, and we'll all be sitting down to watch those opening games. And I know you're going to be out there, Shebahn, but for us, Cass, there'll be a few late nights for us, won't they, with these kick-off times at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So
well, hopefully
we'll
not
have to burn the
too
midnight
late,
oil, no doubt.
John. Some of the games are late on. Yeah, you're right. So we'll see, John. Look, there's racing as well.
Yeah,
today.
There is. Yes, a good racing.
John, we're missing you. You're breaking up a wee bit with us this morning. We'll try and get John back a little bit later on. That was a look at the latest odds with Coral. 18+ BeGambleAware.org. Please gamble responsibly.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18+ GambleAware.org.
Coming up for you next on the Weekend Sports Breakfast, we'll discuss another final happening today over at the Valley. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. Joey is on the line now. Joey, you're an Arsenal fan. Good morning. How's things?
Good morning, Joe.
Morning, and no good morning to you, Gabi Abonlaho. You've been doing my head in since Saturday, the 17th of August, 2013. And that was the season I got my season ticket. You came into that game, you mesmerized our defense. We lost 3-1. I got home and my wife asked me, "Oh wow, Gabi Abonlaho's done this to you." And every time I have a bad day out there and I get home, the first thing my wife asks me is Gabi be doing your head in? Gabi, you're doing my head in, and
I don't mean...
You've turned yourself to become the big ambassador of anti-Arsenal. Like, you just go after Arsenal. You go after Arsenal every single day. Gabby, for goodness sake. This morning we're talking about Gordon. You went all the British press, tried bringing down British players. And then, in the same minute, you will say you don't want Arsenal to win the Champions League. Gabby, that is a conflict of contradiction. You have an apparent bias against Arsenal. And you've been doing my head in since 2013, Gabby.
Joe,
For goodness
listen.
sake, let me have a break.
I don't want you to have a bad day because of me. I want you to enjoy your day. The weather's good. I want you to be happy, Joe.
Joe, that was brilliant. That was some rant. I really enjoyed that. Keep them coming in. 03717 2233.
I don't mean to do that to Joe.
Yeah, no,
I don't like that he's
right.
having bad days.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I want to have a very good day listening to us on the radio.
Yeah. And you know what? If you don't like it, there's a button in your car, and you just turn that off.
Yeah, but listen, everything that Joey says there. Listen, I want him to have a very good day.
Yeah.
I want him to have listen to talkSPORT and be happy, but I want PSG to still win.
Yeah. You really wound him up this morning.
I love Paris though. It's one of my favourite cities. I love PSG. The way.
Good morning to you. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne alongside former Marseille and Nazi striker Tony Cascarino. Mikel Arteta says that Dutch defender Jurrien Timber is fit to start today's Champions League final against PSG. That's a big boost.
Yeah, well, look, there's a couple. I think Hakimi as well for PSG is going to be available. So, yeah, Timber. I don't think he'll start Timber. It's just, he hasn't played since March. It's a long time to come back in your first game back.
Are you thinking Havertz or Gyökeres?
I think he'll go Gyökeres.
Do you?
But it's a coin flip. I think Eze will get left out for Odegaard as well.
Interesting.
I think he'll go that way. Arteta. I mean, look, there's a lot of, and maybe that's a bit of an Arsenal advantage, is the fact that they're not so certain on the Arsenal team because there's 2 or 3 questionables who could play. So yeah, Lewis Skelly I think will play in midfield.
Yeah, I could see that. We'll find out very, very soon here on talkSPORT. Novak Djokovic has been sent packing from the French Open au revoir by teenage sensation Joao Fonseca in a marathon 5-setter. And Wolves have agreed a deal to sign former Newcastle defender Kieran Trippier. The 35-year-old has agreed a 2-year deal plus the option of a third with the newly relegated Championship side. Good move, like it?
Well, it's a great move for him at 35 years old. He's got a 2-year deal and plus an extra year if, they'd be 38. But that's incredible for a fullback. If a fullback can get to 37, 38 with all the speed of wingers that they come up against, that's a massive ask.
Yeah, Championship's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
next
very.
season, isn't it? Yeah. Is it too soon to think about who do you think go back up?
Oh, I'm not even going to start yet. We'll see all the transfer activity in the summer, and then you can, dissect it, can't you?
Yeah, and West Ham, Millwall to look forward to.
Yes, I know. That'll be a 12:30 kickoff.
There you go.
Both places, it'll be 12:30.
You'll be there. The stage is set at the Valley, by the way, for a massive Unity Cup final between Nigeria and Jamaica today. All part of a brilliant 4-nation tournament celebrating diversity and culture through international football. The nations involved are Nigeria, Jamaica, Zimbabwe and India. The competition has grown into a fantastic showcase event, bringing communities together for a true festival of sport. Joining us now to look ahead to this big match is former Chelsea and Celtic defender Paul Elliott. A very good morning to you, Paul.
Hi,
good morning
Paul.
to you, Cass. Good morning, my old mate. How are you?
I'm good. I was saying to all the guys behind the scenes, me and you travelling in a car to Arlington with Gavin Peacock, probably the funniest days of our life sometimes, Paul.
Absolutely fantastic, mate. Your Ford Fiesta ran the M25. I tell you what, hey, that's the days we travelled well. You're looking fantastic, mate. Love listening to your wonderful dulcet tones, mate. Hey, livens me up in the morning.
Oh, that's nice, Paul. That's nice. I mean, you two go way back. What was Cass like as a teammate?
We played against each other as kids.
Yeah,
correct.
You go way back.
He kicked me all the time.
Yeah. Well, listen. The nearest Cass got to me that game was when he shook my hands at the end of the game. So it was a good one. But he's a top man, a top mate. And as you say, I started at Charlton, which is into Charlton, my very first professional club from school. So and obviously I've come full circle back as the vice chairman. So it's a great club doing some great things under Nathan Jones. And as you correctly say, we've had a fantastic week with the Unity Cup competition.
So tell us about it, Paul. Well, it's obviously you've I know you over the years you've had a lot of impact into creating new diversity within football and another creative thing at the Valley today.
Absolutely. I mean, Cass, this Unity Cup it's been a fantastic international tournament. With Charlton's we've been brilliant on our EDI work and the diversity, and this tournament is really a true testament to the progress that we have made. And it's been a fabulous week. It's been a great competition for 4 big countries. Celebrating culture, heritage, diversity, and it's been a great week. The atmosphere has been fantastic, like a festival and a carnival. So today's the final day. We've got the final. We've got 4 matches today, 3rd v 4th, and obviously the final Jamaica and Nigeria, and 3rd and 4th India and Zimbabwe. And I say that the tickets have been reduced, and we've got the Champions League final in between to watch at the Valley as well, because I know many of the Arsenal supporters, their incredible rich tapestry of diversity inside their football club. Sure. So everybody's welcome to come along and have a real fantastic day. And I'm hoping it's going to be a day that's going to stick in the memory of many people. I mean, a fabulous final, a fabulous day, great carnival, great festival, and, great value as well, with obviously the ticket prices being substantially reduced, because it's obviously we want to get as many people as we can inside the stadium.
Paul, when's it start and end? So the time frame.
Well, it starts. So we've got the first game at 2:45 today. That's India v Zimbabwe, and then we're going back to back 5 o'clock to see the big Champions League final on the screen, and then 7:45. We've got the main final, Jamaica v Nigeria. So that's going to be a huge match, because they're so competitive, these nations, when they play against each other. A lot of pride at stake, and also a lot of talent on show as well. They're technically talented, very, very good, and so everybody's welcome. It's all inclusive, all representative of the beautiful game of football in our local community.
Tell us why it's important to you that football continues and should continue to support diversity and culture. Why does this mean a lot to you, Paul?
Personally, I suppose with my own lived experience, I mean, I was playing football in a very difficult time, back from the sort of early 80s and obviously was at that worst generation with Garth Crooks, Cyril Regis, Brendan Batson. Football wasn't in a great space then, and a lot of us got a lot of racial abuse, banana throwing, monkey chanting, but there's been so much great work done by football, by the FA, by the stakeholders, and if you look now at the diversity across the game, close to 45% of the players in the Premier League are black. In the EFL, about 40% are black, and it's all representative of what multicultural, multiracial, modern England looks like in the 21st century. So I'm very passionate about fairness, equality, justice, giving people from diverse talent not just the chances on the field, but off the field to become coaches, managers, do what I do, become an administrator. So the game's for everyone. And football in this country, arguably, in my opinion, the Premier League is the best league in the world. And the EFL, I mean, you're talking about it there, about West Ham, Millwall, Cass. I mean, the competitive balance in the EFL in the championship is remarkable. It's, for what it is, it's, 70% of the teams there think they should be in the Premier League, and they've got great history. So football is that real power that unites people, brings people together, deal with these challenges of anti-discrimination, anti-racism. And if you see now the evolution of the women's game as well, which has been magnificent. Charlton just promoted to the WSL under Karen Hill. She's been remarkable. So, young women, young girls, be aspirational. There's so much now that football can do, that sport can do. And I think that, if we're looking at the final tonight, just sort of jumping on there, wouldn't it be fantastic if Arsenal got a result to be the, the third Premier League club, to win all the European competition. So it says the greatness of our game here.
Well said, Paul.
It does. Paul, just a word on Celtic and Chelsea, two of your previous clubs. And, obviously Celtic, what they ended up with via what Martin achieved at the club.
Remarkable, Cass. I know Martin Wells, a great man. I watched the final, saw the game of V Hearts, and deep down, the neutral probably wanted Hearts to win. Cass, me and you have played for Celtic, great club, great people out there, but they're bonkers, but they're great people, honest, fun, great sense of humour. Say nothing like it in my life. The fans, but they're brilliant, the best, one of the best ever, and obviously that would have been a great result for Scotland. That competitive balance, breaking down those barriers of the old firm. But I'm delighted Celtic won; they deserved it, and of course, Chelsea, Cass, going through immense transition, probably is the right word, isn't it, at the moment? And Alonso coming in, Cass, I think that's an excellent signing for them because, he'll manage the egos in the dressing room. He'll be like a sort of, even a higher level than Frank Lampard, looking at what he's already achieved as a manager. So I think he's going to draw top-class players because their spine is still not cooked there, Cass, is it? No. They don't have a Czech, don't have a Terry, don't have a Frank Lampard, don't have a Drogba up top. If they get that part of the club right, I think Chelsea, with the young, outstanding talent around the pitch and the technical proficiency, can go on to do some great things.
And Charlton, Paul, I mean, you started there as a kid. You've gone all through the different levels, and under Nathan last year it was some tricky times, but come out the season on a brighter note, certainly.
Absolutely. I mean, it was tough. We stayed up. The most important thing, Cass, we wanted to do two things: compete, consolidate. That's what we've done. The supporters have been absolutely fantastic. I've got an excellent chairman in Gavin Carter, we work very, very closely. He's done a great job, and obviously Nathan. Nathan's in his pump when he's challenging, when he's competing. So Charlton, as far as I'm concerned, as a football club now, we've got continuity and stability. That comes from the boardroom. That comes from GFP, Global Football Partners, our owners, and that stability. And I know, Cass, when you've got the board right, you've got the ownership right, it permeates through the whole club, into the workforce, and more importantly, into the dressing room, into the team, that over the time yields consistent results. So that's where we were going to go, and hopefully, we can continue and build on the good progress that we've made for next season.
Finally, Paul, before we let you go, Champions League final, how do you see this going tonight?
Well, you've got a great offensive team via a great defensive team, haven't you, really? And, I mean, deep down, I want Arsenal to do it. I mean, they're a fantastic team, and what Arteta has done, they finished, second runners-up in the last 3 years. Psychologically, that could be so damaging, but then to have gone and got it, and the manner in which they got it was hugely, hugely impressive. So, but PSG, they're rampant. I mean, you know, their whole business model has changed. They've got some outstanding young talent, Doué and co. It's going to be a great game because PSG will go after Arsenal, but Arsenal can defend well, and then it'll be a quick on transition that I think they can yield a positive outcome. So I'm an emphatic Arsenal supporter for tonight.
Lovely stuff. Paul, good luck to you. Thank you very much.
Paul, just on that. Well, you was born in Woolwich, Arsenal, wasn't you?
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm a Lewisham man. Well, so, hey, that's an omen, Cass. That's owning me on, mate. But listen, get in touch with me, mate. We're overdue a beer and a curry, Cass. So,
are you paying?
Yeah, honestly, mate, I might just break my habit of a lifetime, mate, and pick up the bill but hand it to you to pay.
Cheers, Paul. All the best.
Good luck, my old son. Bye-bye, chap. Thank you.
Take care of
Thanks,
yourself. 1992 Chelsea's Player of the Year there. Paul Elliott, you should get together. Text him.
Yeah, no, we catch up now and again, and we bump into each other. And I mean, I've known Paul best part of 50 years, you know.
Yeah,
so
he's got good
as a kid, and
good energy.
Big centre half, strong boy. When he was at Luton, Luton had some really good youngsters for a time when Paul Walsh and obviously Paul Elliott came through and done brilliantly well. Paul was a big, powerful lad, and Celtic fans loved him because he loved diving in, big challenge, great leap in the air. Good player.
Yeah, good to speak
defender.
to him. And I hope they all enjoy the Unity Cup today as well. That's for a brilliant cause. So well done to Paul on that as well. By the way, it's a massive weekend of boxing on DAZN tonight. The feud finally gets settled in Houston. Foster defends his WBC super featherweight title against Raymond Ford. And then later on in the night, pound for pound star Dimitri Bivol returns with his light heavyweight titles on the line against mandatory challenger Michael Eifert. That's all with our friends on DAZN tonight. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Coming up, live sport today. We'll look ahead to the Challenge Cup final with a rugby league legend next.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Sign up now at dazn.com/boxing.
Now, one of the most important parts of the interview, you must be happy. It's been 22 years since your beloved Arsenal lifted the Premier League title. Finally, it's come back home. I mean, how are you feeling?
It is fantastic, and this squad is really, really good. They've had real resilience. I do genuinely think they're the best team in the Premier League this year. I'm really glad to see them win it, and hats off to them because they did really well. The pressure was then really on with 5 or 6 games to go. Suddenly, it looked like starting the title race all over again. They pulled through, and they've done brilliantly. And 22 years is a long time to wait.
It is a long time.
But we've done it.
Let's hope you have to wait a bit longer. I'm not an Arsenal fan. I have to get your views before we let you go on the pressure that you put on TNT Sports to make that final free on Saturday. I just want to get your views on that. I know you're going to echo that, but of course TNT price it at $4.99, which some could argue is really good value. So what's your view on that?
I just think it should be free. It's always been free, every year up to this year. And I say this not as an Arsenal fan. All fans want to watch the Champions League final. It's a big event. It should be free. And that's why I wrote to them to say, please make it free. I'll renew that, actually. I really do think they should do that. I think it's the right thing to do. And look, I mean, it could be a fantastic topping off of the week. We had Villa. We had Palace, and then if Arsenal go and do it, we got an English treble there. What a great thing that will be.
Okay, and last question, we've got the World Cup coming up. How important is it that we bring home the World Cup to lift the nation?
Oh, so important. It would be fantastic. Obviously, last done under a Labour government. Let's hope it can be done under a Labour government again. But look, he's got a great squad. He's got some real talent in there, some really exciting mix of, people who've been there before, people coming in for the first time. Really interesting lineup there. Great players. Let's go out there. Let's bring it back home. We've tried it so often, but we've got to bring it back.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it! Oh!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion?
That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
There he is again, the other half of Niles Barkley.
Right.
CeeLo Green.
Stilo Green, isn't it?
Huh?
Did you say Stilo Green?
CeeLo Green.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, I didn't hear
Wait,
you
what
right,
did you
but
say?
I didn't think you said Stilo.
It's CeeLo though.
Yeah, I didn't think you said it when you said it.
What's happening?
Your accent. Your Scottish accent.
You can't come from my accent today of all days, okay? Not today, driver. So wait, what did you think it is?
No, I thought when you said the other half, and you then said Stilo Green, yeah?
Did I?
I thought you said Stilo Green. Yeah. Oh,
But his name's CeeLo Green, yeah?
Oh, is it? Oh,
God.
This conversation's going way.
Yeah, it's going really well.
Right.
Good morning, Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. A fresh rivalry
You know what
continues.
Stilo is in French? Well, it's Stilo, but what is in...
Is it
it's
pen? Ah, yes! The high school French
Could be a pen
remains.
tonight.
Could be. Could be a little Stilo. Stilo shootout. Moving on, a fresh rivalry continues to brew in rugby league as the Robins and the Warriors clash at Wembley in the Challenge Cup final.
Oh, wow!
Right here,
Get that in the air!
Get that in the air.
Wowzers! Great start for the Rovers.
Here's Broadbent looking to put his pace to good use. Gets the ball away. Booth! He's in! Flying finish!
We've been in 3 finals and a semi-final in the last 4 years, so it shows, every time that we take the field in the Challenge Cup game, we're going out to win it.
They're running it on the last. They're running it on the last. They come through. Here's Smith. 4th try for Wigan.
Walters throws the dummy and straightens up. The big man for the line, trying to crash over. Yes, he does. Super play, end to end from the Warriors.
Stilo? 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 Current Challenge Cup holders Hull Kingston Rovers take on the competition's most decorated club, Wigan, under the arch at Wembley later on this afternoon. Wigan looking to pick up their 22nd Challenge Cup title, while Hull KR will be looking at continuing their current stranglehold on Global Rugby League, as they are current holders, as well as being the Super League champions and the World Club Cup champions as well. So we can look ahead to this one now with former Wigan Warrior turned pundit Brian Carney is with us now. Brian, very good morning to you.
Hi, Brian.
Good morning, Shebahn. Good morning, Cascarino. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Can I just say this to you? As a young man growing up in Ireland in the late 80s and early 90s, you and your teammates brought so much joy to us.
Aww.
and I've never had the chance to say thank you. But late 80s, early 90s,
Yes.
magnificent time to be a football fan in Ireland.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, and in some ways we replicated, what Gaelic football was about, the high intensity, and you were probably associated with rugby league as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Put them under pressure. We all know the songs.
Yeah. Great stuff. A great time. Honestly, we catch up with the lads, and we got a WhatsApp group of 1990 World Cup, Italia 90, and there's a lot of messaging that goes on there with the lads.
Magic moments.
Yeah, great stuff. So today, tell us about today, because obviously, Wigan and Hull, two clubs that have been successful, Wigan more so, but tell us how you see it.
Yeah, okay. Historically, as Shebahn said there in the introduction, Wigan Warriors are the Cup aristocrats. For decades, they dominated the Challenge Cup competition. Hull Kingston Rovers nowhere to be seen for the last 40 years. And then things changed about 4 years ago when they appointed Willie Peters as their head coach. He took them to a losing Challenge Cup final in 2023, I think, losing grand final in 2024. And of course, last year, they won the clean sweep of domestic trophies, and earlier this year beat the Brisbane Broncos in the World Club Challenge. So Willie Peters has established Hull Kingston Rovers as one of the best sides in Super League at the moment. But Wigan in that time haven't stood still. In 2024, they dominated everything. Beat Hull Kingston Rovers in the Challenge Cup final, won the World Club Challenge themselves. So what we see today at Wembley is the two greatest sides that the competition has seen in probably the last 3 years go head-to-head. And there's amazing subplots in this one. The two coaches, they're no great fans of each other, no matter what they say publicly. They put on this mutual respect sort of facade. They're not great fans of each other. And we've got Bevan French, a superstar of the game, named in the extended 21, and speculation as to whether or not he'll play, still bubbling around Wembley.
Is it a healthy relationship between the two managers, as in they don't like each other, but they show the minimum amount of respect?
Yeah.
Or is it a little bit deeper, Brian?
Yeah, it's a great question. Yeah, well, the minimum amount of respect probably tells you everything. No coach wants to go out and create headlines needlessly, do they? So they always try and play as straight as of straight bats. But occasionally the mask slips. Now, these two clashed in a Challenge Cup semi-final 2 years ago. Wigan were shooting an in-house documentary, and the cameras picked up a confrontation between the two coaches pitch side. Matt Peat from Wigan confronting Willie Peters about what he suggested was moaning at the referees throughout the games. Willie Peters, although small in stature, is not one to back down. Very, very big boxing fan, so he stuck his chest out and had to go back at Matt Peat. So I think that gave you a little hint, Tony, as to what really lies in between these two coaches.
I love seeing stuff like that. I just think it brings the drama and the heat as well. What do you think is going to happen today then, Brian?
I think Bevan French will play. Does he come off the bench or does he start? This is our superstar in the competition, right. Shebahn. So this is like the on his day, the best player in the competition. He's coming back from a 12-week hamstring injury. They said it was going to be 16 weeks, but I have very good information that it was always ever going to be 12 weeks. But they wanted to take the pressure off him in the media, so they said it'll probably be a 16-week recovery. Does he come off the bench, or do you start him straight away after such a long layoff, surgery on his hamstring, notwithstanding the fact that he's been the best player in the competition, really, thereabouts for the last couple of years. So that's a big boost for Wigan. Hull Kingston Rovers, couple of absentees and an injury doubt over one of their workhorses in the pack. I think it's a low-scoring game. I think it's under 20 points. And I think it's decided by 2 in the end. And I think my old landlord, Willie Peters, the head coach of Hull Kingston Rovers, just nicks it.
Okay. And the women play as well today, right, Brian?
They do. And there's a real changing of the guard in this one as well. Wigan Warriors clean sweep last year. That was after St. Helens had dominated the women's competition for 4 years, particularly in the Challenge Cup. Now, Dennis Betts, the iconic rugby league star, Wigan Warriors star, he's taken over as head coach of the Wigan Warriors women, and he has transformed them. They're a very attractive style of play to watch. I mean, if you're tuning in on BBC, the way the Wigan Warriors play the game is exceptional to watch. And they take on a St. Helens side that have got two of the iconic women's players, Jodie Cunningham and Emily Rudge, retiring after this season ends. So St. Helens will want to send them out with a Challenge Cup victory, but it's very much the young guard of Wigan who will probably come to the fore in this one.
OK, well, Brian, you've talked it up well today. Thank you so much, and enjoy it a little bit later on.
Cheers, Brian.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care of yourself. Brian Carney there, a man who played for Ireland in both codes of rugby. Brian Carney, the Challenge Cup final, live on talkSPORT 2 from 2:45 this afternoon. Coming up for you in the next hour, Adrian Durham, our voice of live football, will join us live from Budapest, and we'll be joined by an Arsenal supporting pop star very soon. Coming up, we'll discuss Luke Littler after announcing that he was contemplating quitting darts because fan abuse. Has it gone too far? Cass and I will get into that next.
Andy Robertson and Liverpool and the memories that brings up and the incredible teams that you've been part of over those years and Jurgen Klopp, all that history. Oh my goodness, just sum up, now that you're at the end of your Liverpool career, how it's been, how emotional has this been for you?
Yeah, it's been a difficult couple of weeks, but I also tried to enjoy every minute of it. I think people are fed up of seeing my face and seeing interviews of me doing farewell stuff, so I'm glad this one's radio. But yeah, look, it's been an unbelievable 9-year journey.
Andy, can I take you back to, because I honestly think this was probably one of my favourite Liverpool sides ever. Mane, Salah, Firmino, Henderson, Fabinho, Wijnaldum. You guys, that back four, you just picked yourself really. Robbo, Matip, Virgil van Dijk, Trent, and Alisson. It will forever be one of my favourite Liverpool sides, I think, just because there was so much character in it. But also, you guys were just so good. What was it like having that connection that you had with your team?
Yeah, look, that was, I think, I've spoke about it, quite a few times, but it's like that was the best time because, we were all kind of climbing the mountain together as such. None of us were the best player in the league. None of us were the best in our position. None of us were, we certainly weren't the best team. And I just think every day you just started seeing it slowly but surely piece all together. And then we climbed to the very top, obviously. Virgil won Player of the Season, Mo won Player of the Season, Jordan Henderson won Player of the Season. All these lads did. People were, quoted as the best in their position. And
from the Toffees to the Tractor Boys, the Eagles to the Seagulls, Gunners, Bees, Hammers and Magpies, Premier League teams have got a load of crazy nicknames. Ever wondered where they came from? Let's start with Everton. They're dubbed the Toffees, but why? Well, because when the club was formed, just down the road there were two local toffee shops. Ye Ancient Everton Toffee House and Mother Noblet's Toffee Shop were big fan favourites. Next, they say if you can't beat 'em, join 'em, and that's exactly what Ipswich Town did when it came to their nickname. The term Tractor Boys used to be chanted by their opponents as a way of putting the team down for their farming background. But during one game back in the late 90s, Ipswich were 1-0 up and they decided to flip the script. 1-0 to the Tractor Boys, they sang, and a new nickname was born. Let's head to Leicester, famous for more than just a red, orangey cheese and Jamie Vardy. Leicestershire's also the birthplace of fox hunting, hence the Foxes. Next up, turns out apples are not the only fruit that don't fall far from the tree. Bournemouth's nickname, the Cherries, comes from the fact the club's stadium was originally built right next to a bunch of cherry orchards. This next story actually involves two club nicknames. It started with Crystal Palace. They were having an absolute nightmare run back in the early 70s. They'd been relegated after a terrible spell and manager Malcolm Allison decided enough was enough. He wanted a new nickname, something strong, fast and destined for success. Something exactly like an eagle. But there's more to this one. Brighton were in search of a nickname too, and Palace finally gave them what they needed. In a heated match between the two back in 1976, Palace fans began chanting, "Eagles, Eagles." And some clever Brighton fans came up with the perfect reply, "Seagulls, Seagulls." Not all club nicknames have a crazy story, though. Take the Gunners. That just comes from the fact a group of munitions workers in the Royal Arsenal factory in Woolwich set up the club in 1886. On the flip side, some nicknames seem simple, but there's a bit more to them, like West Ham. The Hammers is actually nothing to do with the ham part of the name. It comes from the fact the club used to be called Thames Ironworks FC and was made up of workmen and shipbuilders. So next time the away end's chanting their crazy nickname, you'll now know exactly where it came from. Good morning to you. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name is Shebahn Aherne, alongside former Millwall and Gillingham striker Tony Cascarino.
7 hours and 55 minutes to go for Arsenal fans.
Countdown is on. Tonight is the night. Can Arsenal win the Champions League for the first time? Manager Mikel Arteta says the Gunners can make a truly memorable season with a win tonight.
We have won, and we won the second one, and that's all we've been talking about. There has to be a platform to reach bigger destinations and to aim for more, and the TP is capable.
He's sounding calm. We'll have full build-up throughout the day. Kick-off is at 5 o'clock as Arsenal go in search of a historic double. Adrian Durham, our voice of live football, will be with us from Budapest shortly. Luke Littler revealed he could have quit darts due to fan abuse. Have fans crossed the line? Gabby Agbonlahor says people should go easy on the young star.
We forget he's only 19. I mean, for me, I've got a 17-year-old who's 18 in a few weeks. They're still learning about life. They've got so much to learn. They're kids. His mistakes that he's probably made.
We'll discuss all of that this morning. And Darren Bent's former Spurs teammate Dimitar Berbatov joined Drive yesterday ahead of Soccer Aid and couldn't believe that Benty was an Arsenal fan.
You kept that right, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. I didn't walk in and go, by the way, of one of my
I know, but you discussed it, I assume.
Really?
You see? Secret. Wow, well, now you know that. What do you make of it? I'm not going to say. No, you can.
Can't swear on the radio. Don't forget, you can hear commentary
Traitor
of Soccer Aid from 6:30 tomorrow, live here on talkSPORT. Today is a massive day for Gunners fans, for football fans. How are you taking in the Champions League final? 810 903 717 223344. What way is this going to go? You can let us know your thoughts on the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Good morning. You got a sore finger?
Oh yeah, but now
You caught it in the door?
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago. I shut my finger in a door, and it numbing pain straight away, and I immediately got it sorted out. But now fingernail's damaged.
It's all black and blue.
I'm still fit to play though.
Oh, good stuff. Glad to hear it. Month on from the marathon,
Yeah.
in case you didn't hear or didn't mention that I did the marathon. But see, on the day, there was loads of people holding posters saying, "Who needs toenails anyway?"
Oh, you.
Loads of those posters and banners and whatever like that. And I didn't think anything of it. All my toenails are popping off. Like,
Oh, yeah. Well, you've. Yeah.
like full toenail off.
Yeah.
And they're the clartiest feet I've ever seen, especially now that it's like a heat wave. I can't air my
Well, I've got no big toe. Well, I've got slightly. I've had them all cut down because my damage to my toenails, especially my big toes, were my football boots because I used to crush my feet into the boot.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of damage to your feet.
Did you get fungus?
Well, yeah, there was something going on, but I've had them sort of repaired.
Good.
Yeah, but they're not nice.
No,
No one's kissing my feet.
No, mine are butters at the moment. Even the dog looks at them funny.
I had more problems with my feet. Keep taking me to the fridge.
Jeez, that was your dad joke of the morning. Well done on that. Let's move on, shall we? After winning his Premier League darts title with a dramatic 10-9 victory over rival Luke Humphreys at the O2 Arena on Thursday, Luke Littler gave a revealing post-match interview outlining the effect crowd abuse had on his mental state, with the 19-year-old even suggesting he was considering quitting the sport. Here he is from his press conference.
Yeah, I mean, if I lost, still no one would have found out about what I said on stage. But yeah, I think I just had to let it out and tell everyone. I think this is obviously I wouldn't say perfect time because you want to celebrate, but yeah, like you said, I just had to get it out there to everyone.
You got sort of real cheers at the end there when the game was coming towards its climax. Do you feel this was, obviously with what you said and the crowd reaction you got, do you feel this is a real turning point off what's been a difficult couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's a turning point. Everything I said on stage tonight, the tears, I'm not asking for sympathy. I just told the world, I told everyone how I was feeling during the Premier League, and yeah, the biggest outcome is next to me. Yeah, it's obviously I'm so grateful for my family and obviously Faith. But yeah, I don't know if my mum and dad were shocked because I didn't really speak to them about it as much as I did to Faith. And yeah, so they might speak to me tomorrow or the day after and just talk about it. Because maybe I should have spoke to them, but you know, us men, we don't want to really talk. But yeah, I had to speak to Faith and tell her how I was feeling.
Faith being his girlfriend, that interview, his composure there and being able to speak like that comes after when he won it. He couldn't get the words out for the tears. You know, the tears. He was very upset, also thrilled, and you know, I was watching that moment yesterday with my daughter, and I said, "Look at," and I'm bawling because you know I cry at anything, and she was like, "Mum, why are you crying?" I said, "Look at this young boy, like you know, he's holding up the trophy, he's champion again." But then you hear how difficult it was for him, and I was listening to Ali and Laura talk about this yesterday on breakfast, saying how, you know, in this country they build up the superstars and then they quickly tear them down. You know, he had that clash on stage. He used his emotion by telling your man Van Veen to do one or whatever it might have been. And he found it really, really tough. He said that the fan abuse crossed the line. He was at home crying, didn't want to do it anymore. But one thing I don't think we've focused on enough is the fact that he did get through it. And at 19 years old, when you're in the spotlight like that, and you're such a huge superstar and you're still a boy, I think anyone would have said, just don't do it. Just take the break for your mental health, for your mental state. Don't go through with that pressure on yourself. But he did. And we don't really get to see that anymore, Cass. Somebody showing that character. I think it's brilliant that he's got through that and he'll only be stronger as an outcome.
Yeah, I think it was way worse in the past, as in men would generally hold things in because they were deemed that that's the way they had to act. I think the modern world has evolved to where people are more open. And if they are upset, like Luke Littler was, he's prepared to say it and how difficult it was. And that is a good big move forward, isn't it? Because years ago, lots of men it was literally shut the door on things, you know, not hide, but just feel like it was a sign of weakness if they were to speak openly about how they felt. So we've moved on a hell of a lot. And look, he's 19 years old and taking stick at a very young age. You know, I got my first bit of stick when I was about 25 as a player. and I'd never had it before of any note. Of course, you get the odd someone shouting out something, but I got stick when I was about 25, and I just took it on the chin. But that's the way I felt I had to handle it. And I also thought, well, the only way I can prove people right is cross the white line or cross the hockey like he has and prove people wrong or try and impress them. And you can win people over as well. So it's a tough one because sport is full of envy and jealousy and anger if you're performing below your performance. You know, if you're not playing well and the club's paying you good money and you've been indifferent. It's only like going to go to the theatre, and if you see a show you don't like, you think, oh, that's not great. You didn't enjoy it. You just opt. You don't boo, but you just opt not to go again.
Yeah.
You know, football fans are quite tribal, so you have to remember that. You know, you're not going to go to Parkhead like I did and stink the place out and then get away with it. You wouldn't get that at Millwall. I played at Millwall. If you stunk the place out, you're not getting away with it. Same at Marseille. You know, and generally football is that, isn't it? If you stick the house out, you're going to get stick.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning it, but I'm just trying. You have to understand it as well. What sport is sometimes.
Yeah, and I think in this generation, I mean, it's totally it's totally different time. You know.
Yeah.
Because it's everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere.
You know it from the women's perspective as well. You know, the stick's everywhere. No one's immune from it.
Absolutely.
If you play badly or you're not doing as well as people think you should be, you're getting it.
And I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think this kind of fan abuse, crowd abuse, people being able to say whatever they want to you is at an all-time high, and it's going to really remain that way.
Well, social media has created a lot of it.
But he proves that you can get through it.
Yeah, of course you can.
You know, be mentally strengthen yourself.
You can win people over, Shebahn, as well.
I agree. I just think hats off to him. You know, he's 19. You know, he's 19 to get through that. You see those tears. You could see how much pain he was in. Yeah, he's at the top of his career, at the top of his game, and people try and pull you down. He got through it. He showed that mental toughness, and for that, I think that has to be so celebrated, because you wouldn't have judged him if a couple of weeks ago and he went, I need some time for me. You'd have gone, fine, yeah, you're 19, you're a young man, you need that. But he didn't. He went through it, and I just think it's just, you know, really.
It's more of an American way of thinking that you have to go through the rough to find the, you know, sometimes answers to things you're going to face in life.
Yeah. And listen, Luke Littler, darts needs you. Like,
most certainly
we need you, you know, ignore the haters, keep going.
John McEnroe, when he was a young boy, got an enormous, you know, young man. But it was the way he acted. But he had a huge following.
Yeah.
But he was one I always remember, that he would always be in disagreement with fans because he was outspoken. If you're prepared to say a lot, then there'll be people that react to you.
And you're so right. You cross the white line. If you can do what you do and do it to the best of your ability, you'll win people over.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they look silly at the end of the day. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Luke Littler, getting through that. Champion again. Coming up for you next on the Weekend Sports Breakfast, let's go to Budapest to continue our build-up to today's Champions League final.
Edwin, away from Soccer Aid, obviously a good second half of the season for your former club, Manchester United. It feels like a no-brainer to give Michael Carrick the job on a full-time basis. I guess the big question is, what can he achieve next season? How close to being championship contenders do you see them being?
Yeah, but I think what Michael brought was stability, clarity. Got some players in, played a lot of times the same team, and formation that was recognizable for the fans. And I think the performance that he put on, the results that he got, and that the board and the directors take their time to look at our options, see how things develop, see how the players look like. Probably they got some contact with Bruno and some established players to make up their mind. And very happy for Michael that he got the opportunity to do it on a permanent basis.
What about Michael Carrick's big selections this summer? What has he got to do in order to make them more competitive next season in terms of winning the Premier League? Because that's the established aim for Manchester United.
Yeah, of course. I'm not that deep into Manchester United. And of course, some players will have a desire to leave or to extend the contract. Big thing is, of course, Casemiro leaving, so that will leave them a big gap in the midfield. The initial period was I think a bit iffy.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology. How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it. The weekend sports breakfast here in the sunshine. Hope you're having a good Saturday so far. It's Champions League final day here on talkSPORT at 5 o'clock kick-off at Shebahn Aherne. Former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino with you. Yes, the 20-year wait for a Champions League final is almost over for Arsenal fans as the Gunners could pick up their first ever Champions League triumph tonight.
Jens Lehmann, the first man ever sent off in a European Cup final. 2006 is the year that Barcelona returned to the summit of European football.
There is the full-time whistle. A historic night for Arsenal. For the first time since 2006, the Gunners are Champions League finalists.
We're gonna prepare that game with the intention to win and write a new story in the club's history.
It's all over. Arsenal have won it. George Graham, he's won just about everything he could win at home, and now he's won an important event in Europe.
They've embraced the past and used that as oxygen going forward to create our new history.
PSG having been in the final last season, that kind of experience is so important when you go into a final like this.
PSG, they've won by 5-0, and they are finally European champions.
I can't wait for this tonight. It's going to be brilliant. You can listen to all the action on talkSPORT. Kick-off at 5 o'clock, all the build-up from Budapest, starting at 3:30. Our live football anchor Adrian Durham and our lead commentator Jim Proudfoot are in Budapest for us now. Lads. Jim, Aid, how's it going?
Yeah, morning. I tell you, Ant and Deck have got a lot to worry about, haven't they, with us two?
I've got to go to Aid first, Jim, because I've got to ask Adrian this. It weren't so long ago, Aid, that you used to do the Daily Arsenal. How are you feeling today?
It's a great question. I'll tell you something we're actually doing in the build-up. We're on air from 3:30 UK time. Kick-off, as you just say, is 5. in that hour-and-a-half build-up, we are charting the 20 years since Arsenal were last in a Champions League final, but it's through the lens of talkSPORT, and a big part of that was the Daily Arsenal. And the only reason that came about was because after that 06 final that they lost to Barcelona, I said it's going to be a long time until Arsenal are back at the top table in English and European football. If you remember, that side broke up. Pires left, Ashley Cole left, Sol Campbell left, Thierry Henry had a year, then he left. He wasn't the same after that final. Ljungberg had a lot of injuries. So it was a complete change at Arsenal. I just felt that they weren't going to get back to that top level that they've been at for all the time Wenger had been there up to that point. So in the end, it was proved to be correct, and the Arsenal fans just couldn't cope with it. So we came up with the Daily Arsenal. And listen, a lot of people misinterpreted it as me hating Arsenal. It really wasn't true. They thought I hated Arsenal. We get to this point now, and what I really love about this is that we're going for a hat-trick of English winners in the European competitions. That's the bit that I really love. I was in Istanbul for the Villa. I was in Leipzig for Crystal Palace. What a great night that was. And now, listen, it just feels like we've got to make it the hat-trick. So I'm on board. Let's put it that way.
Jim, sometimes, or say always really, it's a pleasure doing commentating, and you're the guy tonight. And also making it especially even more exciting is PSG, which is, you know, it's literally the contrast of styles, Jim, isn't it, between these two?
Yeah, absolutely, Cass. I mean, they're a phenomenal team to watch. They're absolutely magnificent. And as you say, it is that contrast of styles that really makes this such an intriguing game tonight, because PSG have scored 44 goals this season. The record, the all-time record for any side in a Champions League campaign is 45, so they'll be hoping to breach that. But Arsenal, David Raya has kept 9 clean sheets, and if he were to keep another one tonight, he'd be the first man in the history of the competition to keep 10 in a single season. Their defensive record has been brilliant. They've only been behind for 40-odd minutes in the Champions League all season. So we know how Arsenal are going to try and win it. We know how PSG are going to try and win it. There's no shame in Arsenal's approach, and I know that there's been criticism of it. Listen, all that matters is getting over the line. Doesn't matter how they do it. And if they go out in the same way that Bayern Munich went out against PSG in the first leg of the semi-final, that's not going to work for them. That's not playing to their strengths. So Arsenal will do what they do, and that's going to give them the best chance of success tonight. I think it's a really difficult game to call.
For either you two boys, Aid, Jim, look, there's lots of comparisons all over the pitch and great duels, head-to-heads that are being, you know, up for who's going to get the better of the other one. I actually think the massive difference between the two teams is the goalkeepers. I think Savarov is nowhere near the level of what David Raya is. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that is one big weakness that they've got. We saw when they played Bayern Munich in the semi that defensively there could be issues as well. It's whether Arsenal score enough goals or score more goals than PSG, because going forward they can be electric, Paris Saint-Germain. So yeah, I think that's highlighted the big difference, Jim. I don't know if you've got any others, but the keeper is absolutely a massive difference.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. I mean, certainly they would take David Raya like a shot, PSG tonight, rather than Safanov, who is a fantastic shot stopper, but you know, every goalkeeper at this level is a fantastic shot stopper. I think that there are certain facets of his game that Arsenal will feel that they might be able to expose tonight, without a shadow of a doubt.
Going back then to Adrian, that chat you were having there about the Daily Arsenal, and some people thought it was hatred and whatever like that. I mean, aside from the rivalry and the banter amongst the fans, how great would it be to have all of these English teams dominate the European competitions this season?
Well, I think it'd be brilliant. I mean, I absolutely love it. And I think there will be a debate about whether it's too easy for the Premier League. Certainly in the Europa Conference League, for example, in the Conference League, 2 seasons running now, it's been an English team against the Spanish team, and now that's becoming a bit of a pattern. People are saying, well, it's always going to be like that. They've got to adjust that slightly, tweak it slightly to make sure that it's more competitive. Let's see how that goes. But English teams haven't won it every year. All right, they've won it 3 times, but they haven't won it every single season. Europa League, Spurs last year, Villa this year. And Spurs, remember, finished 4th bottom. Villa have had a great year, and we're on a great run coming into it. Scored brilliant goals in the final. I have no problem with it. Is it going to happen every year? I doubt it. But 3 English winners in the 3 European competitions, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Give us your predictions then before we let you go. Jim?
I think that this could go to extra time. I find it a very difficult game to call. I think PSG are probably justifiably favourites. I think that they're seen as being maybe a 60% shot, Arsenal a 40% shot, something like that, to be able to lift the trophy. I think that's probably about right.
Okay.
But if Arsenal can frustrate PSG, then you just never know. So I'm going to go to extra time, and I'll go Arsenal in extra time.
I'm going 1-1. Arsenal will go behind. They'll get a set-piece equaliser late on, and Arsenal will win it on penalties.
Okay, guys, listen, go and enjoy your day today. It looks a wee bit overcast there for now, and it looks quiet enough, everybody getting that extra cat nap in before it all kicks off in Budapest today. Have a great time, and we'll hear from you later on.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers. Thank you. All the best.
Ant and Deck. That suits them, to be fair. talkSPORT's Ant and Deck. Adrian Durham and Jim Proudfoot with you on commentary tonight. Well, all the build-up from 3:30 in Budapest and then kick-off at 5. Looking forward to it. Coming up for you next, we're going to be joined by an Arsenal fan who happens to be a pop star, a drummer and a marathon runner. Harry Judd is with us next.
As I've been waiting to come on, I've just had a message from somebody called Gabriel Agbonlahor. I'm not quite sure who he is, but his message was replying to me writing a diary in the Spectator magazine this week, which is headline, "No one likes Arsenal, we don't care." And he's just said, "I pray for a PSG win." Think about that sentence. That is a talkSPORT presenter on his knees praying to God that Arsenal an English team do not win the Champions League. That is how pathetic the Arsenal haters have got. It is pathetic.
I want to ask you about that, Pierre, and I'm deadly serious, right? I'm deadly serious, right? I remember West Ham getting that Conference League final. Just about the whole country was behind them. Certainly Palace last week. Everybody was behind them. Why? What is it with Arsenal?
I just cannot understand how any fan base that has me, Keir Starmer, Jeremy Corbyn, the president of Rwanda.
You've answered that.
And I haven't finished yet. And the late Osama bin Laden. Why that fan base would be so detested, I have no idea. No, you know what it is? It's we live in a country I like this about our country, but it's tall poppy syndrome, right? When we were losing and choking, everybody loved Arsenal, right? For the last 22 years, there's nothing other football fans have enjoyed more or loved more or celebrated more than our repeated choking and failures. And now we've actually climbed the summit. Now we've become Premier League champions again. And frankly, now everyone's beginning to wake up to what I've been telling you guys for several years now, that we have the best squad in world football and could well go on a 10-year tear now of dominating European football. Now we become hated. Why is that? I'll tell you why. Tall poppy syndrome. And long may we be.
very good morning to you. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. My name is Shebahn Aherne alongside former Chelsea striker Tony Cascarino. Here's what's coming up for you on the world famous talkSPORT today. 10 o'clock, it's the warm-up. Max Rushton and Charlie Baker are with you as ever, 1 through till 3:30. We have our Champions League preview show. Sadio Oladipo and Perry Groves on that one. And then our coverage of the final starts at 3:30 out in Budapest with Adrian Durham. And then kick-off, of course, is at 5 o'clock tonight. Cass was saying the amount of people he's spoken to this week who thought kick-off was at 8. It's at 5 o'clock tonight. Do not miss it here on talkSPORT. And then from 8 o'clock, it's the game day phone-in with Jason Cundy and the nation's new favourite wind-up to Arsenal fans. Gabby Agbonlahor will be with you in his PSG top. I tried to make him, have a wee deal with me that if Arsenal won, he'd wear an Arsenal top tonight, but he's not doing it.
No.
He's having none of it.
Gabby, I would imagine, would be quite stubborn.
He's a
blatant
very stubborn man. And of course, after that, it's fight night from 11 o'clock with Adam Catterall and the team. All coming up for you here on talkSPORT today. So it's the ultimate date with destiny for Mikel Arteta's Arsenal in Budapest. The newly crowned Premier League champs look to secure an historic double and claim their first ever Champions League trophy. Standing in their way, the reigning holders PSG, the very team that knocked the Gunners out in last year's semi-finals, are desperate to defend their European crown. So ahead of the game, Mikel Arteta said his players have the chance to make history.
Well, I think it's the opportunity to own the moment because, as you said, it's the second time in our history that we are here and we have the opportunity tomorrow to write a new chapter in the history of this football club. And in order to do that, we have to play tomorrow with such a clarity, a lot of courage and a relentless desire to win. If we have those three aspects, I'm sure that we're going to be close to win.
You think this is an evenly matched game?
Yeah, I do. I mean, look, Arsenal, if they knew at the start of the tournament who the team to beat is PSG. And I think as the tournament has gone along and once the table was established at the end before the knockout stage, Arsenal were top. PSG probably thought, well, Arsenal was probably the worst team for us as well.
Okay.
Yeah, even though they're a very confident team in the way they play.
Well, we can look ahead to the final now with this guy.
It's all about you, baby. It's all about you.
How annoying is it, Harry Judd, when people sing your song at you?
Do you know what? It's not annoying. It's the fact that, we're 23 years into our career, and whenever you get introduced onto something, it's always Five Colours in Her Hair or All About You, which are like 20 years old. But look, I'm still proud of those songs, but we do have new music.
Yeah.
Okay, right, I see.
Yeah, I always find it really strange, Harry. Like, you start young, obviously, and then that time flies by, and then one day you actually become a senior, like you do in football. You can be a young apprentice, and then suddenly you're on the twilight of your career. And you can. I've heard the same thing from band members who sort of say, "We started then, and 20 years later, we're still together," but it's flown by.
Yeah, this is the thing about being in a band. The advantage of being in a band is you can kind of go on for forever, really. But also, I think I often measure how old I feel based on looking at footballers. When you watch these Premier League football,
you completely agree.
Forget that some of them are like early 20s. I turned 40 last year, and you're like, oh wow! Like all the people I grew up watching are now. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Maybe that's a good name for the band now, McFlone. It's McFlone by. It really has. Harry, listen, you're a massive Arsenal fan. We'll talk about everything else you've got going on, but tell us about your feelings ahead of tonight.
Well, first of all, I can see myself on the screen. I'd like to apologise for my red face. I've just been out running and it's absolutely roasting. So let's just get that one away for anyone watching. Yeah, tonight. Do you know what? Tonight, I'm feeling quite calm. I'm quite excited, mainly because we obviously won the league. So for me, that just takes the pressure off slightly, because obviously I want to win tonight. But if we hadn't have won the Premier League, the pressure on tonight would have been absolutely huge. And even if we don't win tonight, this has been the most successful season we would have had for 22 years. And so I'm actually looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm backing Arsenal, but it just means that it's going to be a slightly more enjoyable experience. And I mean, I heard you talking about kickoff being at 5 o'clock. My daughter, at the moment, she's in a West End show, and the reason I'm telling you that is because I'm taking my grandmother to see her this afternoon, and because I just assumed, I'd get back for kickoff at 8 o'clock, and then I remembered last night kickoff's at 5, so I'm going to be leaving in the interval, saying goodbye to my grandmother and coming home to watch it with my son.
You're a disgrace.
Tell us, Harry, how you've sort of grown to love this present crop of players, because one thing they're a very resilient team.
Well, if you just look back at the lineup, the Arsenal lineup of 2006, for example, when we were last in the Champions League final, you list those names, and amazing squad we've got at the moment. But we had the likes of Henry, Pires, Fabregas, Campbell, some world-class players. And I think that really highlights the achievement of this group of players, that what Arteta's managed to achieve with these group of players is amazing. And it makes it all the more sweet what this side has been through the past, 6-7 years. All the chat that Arsenal fans have had to put up with, the bottlers coming second, it just makes it even sweeter. And I think as a fan, I'm sure lots of Arsenal fans will agree, we've grown to really love these players, get to know these players. So seeing them achieve what they've achieved, it's just been a really enjoyable experience watching the team celebrate. Yeah. The relief for Arteta, the relief for the fan base, it's been amazing.
Yeah. Tell us what you've seen of PSG. I'm sure you recognise how dangerous they can be, and that in some ways is a great thing to come up against. You're going to be playing the best team in Europe, who are the Champions League winners from last year, in a final.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it was never going to be easy, whether it was PSG or Bayern. But I think, what makes me slightly nervous, the way we've won the league, particularly in the past, 6 weeks or so, with this strong defensive backbone and often winning 1-0. I'm not sure how that's going to fly against PSG. But, it may work in our favour if PSG are having to work hard to break us down, and we can catch them on the break. I mean, it'll be very interesting to see what Arteta goes for in terms of the starting 11 and how we go about the game. But I don't think we're going to be able to grind out a 1-0 victory, although that would be very sweet. Mm-hmm. A Gabriel header maybe in the 80th minute with maybe a disallowed PSG goal on VAR. That would be my ultimate victory.
I have a soft spot for Martin Odegaard, and for a long time, fairly recently, there were people saying that Declan Rice should be the captain. However, there are some conversations over whether he will start tonight. Martin Odegaard, would you want to see your captain start, or would you rather see Eze start?
I think normally you would say, yes, you'd like to see our captain start. But, these have been some, at first, seemingly strange decisions that Arteta's made. You go back to the whole goalkeeper situation with Ramsdale and Raya, but he's been proven right often. And actually, we've gotten used to Odegaard coming on as a sub and making a big impact. I mean, look what he did against West Ham, for example. He came on, he made a huge impact. He was desperate to get on the ball, and he made something happen, something hugely important, setting up that goal for Trossard. So, look, I trust the manager so far. Every call he's made has seemed to be the right one. So we'll see.
Okay. And listen, tell us what else is coming up for you now. You've run marathons. How many marathons have you run now, Harry?
I've run 7.
Oh, wow.
That's why I'm sat here still sweating. I've just been out with one of my best mates who's a Tottenham fan. So we we spend a lot of time out on our runs just gassing away about football. So yeah, I've done 7 marathons. I've just booked my 8th one for Cologne in Germany in October. Basically, I'm trying to get under the magic 3-hour mark. I got 3:05 in London just gone. And yeah, the rest of the summer is gigs with McFly. We've got festivals up and down the country. And then it's probably worth mentioning as well, I just announced that I'm going to be in a West End musical, which is a High School musical, which is going to the Troubadour on the 12th of October this year. So I'm sure the press team would be very annoyed if I didn't mention that.
Are you playing Zac Efron?
No, I'm not. I'm not there anymore. I'm afraid. I'm playing Zac Efron's dad. I know, right? I know.
Fair enough.
That's back in the real world.
Your granny's going to be leaving at half time from that performance, Harry. She'll get her own back. I'm sure she will. Listen, good luck with all the marathons. Have you got the 6-star medal yet? Have you done all of them?
I haven't. No, my goal is to get under 3 hours, and then we'll see what happens. I've just really I've got 3 kids. I've always loved sport, but I just don't have time for like competitive sport anymore. So I find running somehow just fills that void in my life. So. I want to get under 3 and see what happens from there.
Good for you. Listen, fair play. Enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy what's to come, and hopefully we'll go to a concert of yours soon and hear more New McFly music. Looking forward to it.
Guys, please, whenever you like, be in touch. But for now, who are you guys backing tonight? Just quickly.
I've gone Arsenal 1-0. The one that you said, you didn't think. I kept ringing in my ear the last few weeks of hearing 1-0 to the Arsenal and thinking about when I played against Arsenal and it was always 1-0. I just kept thinking it could happen tonight.
I'm thinking it's going to be PSG. Sorry to spoil the party. I'm thinking PSG like 3-1. Is what I'm thinking.
I wouldn't be surprised either way, but let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, keep our fingers crossed. I hope it's a great game.
Yeah, have a great time, Harry.
Thanks for having me. I'm a massive fan. I'm always listening, so thanks for having me on.
Good, and good luck to your daughter tonight in her show.
I won't be there, so.
Here to the worst grandson of all time.
Does she know, Harry? Your daughter going to be like, no, he's left to go and watch the Arsenal?
She does like 2 or 3 shows a week, and she gets it. She watches the Arsenal games now, so she's involved with it all. It's all good. She gets it.
Good.
My daddy loves Arsenal more than me.
Harry, keep the honesty coming. We appreciate it. You're a proper football fan. That's what we like to hear. McFly runner Harry Judd with us this morning. Thank you and enjoy.
Cheers, Harry. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Just before I forget, Andy Dutton's been in touch just on the subject of marathons there. He said, not sure whether you'll be able to read this out, but a friend of mine is doing 50 marathons in the 50 US states, raising funds for a children's cancer charity. A shout out would be appreciated. Henry is from the Macclesfield, UK, doing his bit. So Henry from Macclesfield doing 50 marathons in 50 states.
That's mental.
That is wonderful.
Good luck, fair play to him.
Absolutely
fair play.
Amazing.
Absolute. I can't put words in how you can even attempt 50 marathons in 50 different states.
Incredible stuff. Well done to them. You're listening to the Weekend Sports Breakfast here on talkSPORT. Coming up next, a little bit of Cascarino.
Big week.
Come on.
Big week.
Should I get congratulations?
Happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you
very
very
much.
Do you know
I'm
how
not sour,
pathetic
man.
this is? You got a Tottenham fan sort of celebrating. You can't celebrate. You come in
straight in. Bro, at least like maybe a cup of tea first. Like, bro, straight in.
No, mate, because your entire gait and approach is wrong. This is unjust. This isn't how it works. Darren sitting next to me, giving it the big one, is just about fair enough. They're champions. They can get away with it. You can't come in here as a Tottenham fan and celebrate. You've got to celebrate.
You're smiling. Where did you finish?
What did you celebrate?
Where did you finish?
I'm not celebrating.
Where did you finish?
No, we finished mid-table.
I'll put something to you. We had the same season as you.
I kind of agree with that. I just think it's crazy that you came in here. You came in here like the cat that got the cream.
No.
This is the thing.
I think what people are confused about. No one celebrated finishing 17th. We celebrated the fact that we're not going to be in the championship. You don't get that. What don't you get about that? No one wants to be 17th, but once we're in a relegation fight, you want me to be upset that we're staying up, bro? I'm happy, bro.
I think it's shameful that you can find anything to celebrate at the moment. And this is the thing that Tottenham fans are doing. They're sort of going, we kind of won. We won. We succeeded. We made it. Like, no, you lost. The fact that we're having this conversation.
Nobody.
We're having this conversation.
He's coming in for a different level of smoke.
Yeah, he has.
I had an ice cream earlier.
He has. No, literally, I was enjoying the weather. Yeah, he's coming in on war, like,
honestly.
Crazy.
I just can't believe it. I've witnessed you in real life. You've walked through the door like the cat.
You want me to come in here? It's 30 degrees outside. How do you want me to walk in?
I think you should come in here very reticent and basically say, "Oh my God, by the skin of our teeth, we got away."
Bro, you know I don't play for Spurs, right? You know that. I got my whole own thing going on.
No, I don't really get it. But what I do have to do is give a lot of credit to Roberto De Zerbi.
Yeah, fair enough. He done his job. He done well.
He changed the direction.
That was the last swing of the bat, innit? Like getting deserved.
Hello and welcome to talkSPORT Goals. We're taking you through what should be another busy day of football.
Chance to win it!
We don't need to do that, guys.
I'm going to owe you an apology.
How would you get to that conclusion? That's a weak mentality.
Oh, get out of it.
Obviously, she's out of my league, but how can I win? She keeps dragging me in, and I know I never will be good enough for her.
Great pop songs, McFly.
Yeah.
Great pop songs.
I've got sons and they like McFly.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I don't, just that they like them as well, yeah. They're a good band to listen to.
We'll pass that information on to Harry. Next
well, no, but you always, your children bring you into the music of, I mean, he's 40, so that's different.
I went to see them like years ago. Would have been 20 odd years ago, if not longer. And they were great. Good pop songs. This is not the new music that Harry was requesting earlier on, but we'll get to it, Harry, another talkSPORT. It's the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT. Shebahn Aherne and former Marseille striker Tony Cascarino. And the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is available for you now. Our man who's been with us the time for this duration of the podcast, Matt Ford, is alongside Susie McCabe and former USA keeper Brad Friedel. And they're talking about penalties and the pressure of a World Cup penalty shootout ahead of this summer's tournament. Something our cast knows something about. Here, Brad Friedel backs his former Spurs teammate and England captain Harry Kane to cope with the pressure of taking a penalty at the World Cup following his miss against France in 2022.
I mean, I know Harry Kane well. He's not going to be nervous picking up a ball and putting it on the spot anytime. I mean, even Lewandowski, a great goal scorer, he's missed a couple of penalties in big occasions.
Obviously, Kane missed one at the last World Cup.
Yeah, no, I know, and listen, I've been on the training ground with him. I mean, the guy's shot is, I mean, it's not unstoppable, of course, but it's up there with the best that I've faced, and it just happens sometimes. Some players, what I would say is this: the real skillful players, the penalty takers and the skillful boys, they can hit it softer or have whatever kind of run up they want to have. I would say if you're not a regular penalty taker and you've just played extra time and you're getting into the penalties, hit the ball with pace.
Yeah.
You're
just leather it.
Yeah, well, I would say if you look at percentages, high and hard, because the gravity, if a goalkeeper dives early, gravity's going to play its course, and we're going to hit the ground. And
Gosh, like the pressure. So World Cup semi-final, Harry Kane to take that penalty to go through the next round. Is there a secret? Is there like a top tip, Cass?
Well, Harry Kane's got a routine. You know, he goes through it, and you can tell that he knows exactly what he's doing on nearly every penalty. And he hits it with venom, which I think makes a massive difference. And of course, I mean, I've seen Shevchenko miss a penalty. I've seen Baggio miss a penalty in major, European Cup final or a World Cup. You know, great players miss penalties. But if you look at their record, they can be pretty exceptional as well. So I took one in 1990, was very nervous because I never been in a penalty shootout. I actually, at the end of my career, I had a really good penalty record, a really decent one. I was scoring a lot of penalties for Marseille and Nancy, and I felt I improved on them.
Mm-hmm.
But my whole idea was always low and hard. I know Brad Friedel there said going high is a bigger percentage. I wasn't quite as confident of going high because you only have to get that slightly wrong and you can blast it over the bar. So it's a skill that you need to work on.
Yeah.
You have to practice.
Building up to this, by the way, how to win the World Cup, all about taking penalties and the pressure at a World Cup. To do that, you can listen to it now on the talkSPORT app or on the talkSPORT World Cup YouTube channel if you want to watch how to win the World Cup. It's a great listen and it's just round the corner, so you should get into it. By the way, speaking of which, 4 o'clock on Monday, the competition closes for you and a mate to win a trip to Dallas in Texas for the 17th of June for England against Croatia. Flights, hotels, spending money, tickets, the official try-on to match ball, all included in this brilliant prize. TalkSportWin.com to enter and to get the full terms and conditions as well. Time now for this.
Cascarino yes or Cascarino no?
On the Weekend Sports Breakfast on talkSPORT.
What?
He's got a good name, our Cascarino, but will he give us a Cascarino yes instead? We can start with this one. Barcelona announced yesterday that they'd signed England forward Anthony Gordon. Cascarino yes, Cascarino no. Has Gordon's form this season deserved a move to the Spanish Giants? Oh, that's hard.
Oh, European yes. Premier League no. What a golden opportunity. That's all I think of. Will he succeed? It's a really coin flip when players go abroad. He's got a lot. I like the fact he always wants to take fullbacks on, and he's quite direct, and he's got an eye for a goal, which he absolutely showed in Champions League football. So, yeah.
Just demanded a good move, to be fair.
It's a great move.
Yeah, I mean, credit to him. I thought he was brilliant in his interview.
Obviously, Barcelona see him fitting into the way they want to play next season and see him as an integral part of that.
Do you see Rashford coming back to the Premier League?
I still wouldn't rule out Rashford staying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because Manchester United is not an option for him, is it? So he's going to have to be going somewhere.
Yep, this is very, very true. Of course, all eyes coming up Budapest this evening. PSG look to silence Arsenal fans this evening. Cascarino yes, Cascarino no. Will this be the greatest ever Arsenal side if they win tonight?
Oh, greatest ever Arsenal side. Well, if they win it in style, yes. If they win it, by the way I think they can win it is being defensively. I mean, depends what your thing is.
Okay.
I don't look.
A little bit of splinters there.
Well, no. What else do you want me to do? Sit on the bench. The greatest Arsenal team was, when they had Bergkamp, Henry, Perez, and players like that. I would always say that's the greatest side. Yeah. That doesn't mean they're the greatest team.
If they smash PSG tonight,
if they go on and do the double that Arsenal have never done, this will be the greatest team.
Well, we'll find out at 5 o'clock tonight, live here on talkSPORT. Cannot wait for this. The Champions League final. PSG take on Arsenal. However you're watching it, Arsenal fans, enjoy yourself and have yourself a wonderful time. Live on talkSPORT 5 o'clock. Cass and I back tomorrow from 6 on the Weekend Sports Breakfast. And coming up next, Max Rushton and Charlie Baker. This is their warm-up music round. This is it.
These are the champions.
Look, he was on stage last night. It was quite an emotional sort of admission, really. He said that after Brighton, I think in week 10, I came off the stage, and the incident in Manchester where he had the argument with Jan van Veen, I was sat at home and I was saying to Faith, I don't want to do it anymore. Just the crowd every week. I said to her, I'm down bad. Now, listen, he was probably out of order to do the crybaby emoji or whatever it was he was doing to Van Veen, and he got a little bit of stick for that. But did we go, as a general public, did we protect him enough? We have to remember that he's 19 years of